Alright, we should be live. I'm not sure if anyone's there yet. Alright, we should be live. What's up, Matt Shepard? Red Die A, chill time, let's go. What's going on, man? How you doing? The Great Penguin in the house. Mid-morning WoW stream to start the day off with a at Kargoz. How you doing, Penguin? Mid-morning, so you're checking in from EU, from the CET. Eric, good to see you too, bro. Yeah, it's super late for me to be starting stream right now, but fuck it, it's the weekend.
Greetings.
Sean is yo daddy. What up, Kargoz? Hope the coffee business is doing well. 07. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll tell you about something I want to do too with the coffee business, Sean. Who's this as well? Stex. Good morning. I don't think you get the credit for starting this classic hardcore wave. I appreciate that, dude.
Strength and honor.
I think we've been talking about that on stream a little bit recently. That pretty good at fumbling the bag. It's not even really something I'm mad about. It's just like how I am. Like I push something really hard until it's about to be like successful, and then it starts to get like the traction that, you know, we always wanted it to get, and then I just move on to something else. I'm just like looking for IRL fresh at all times, too. There's something wrong with my brain. Let's train some stuff. Oh, freezing trap, huge, nice. Disengage, pretty huge too. Dual wield, do we train dual wield? Hell yeah.
Go with honor.
Alright. Yo, what's up, Sever? Nothing like a cozy cargo stream on a cold EV morning. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, how's the volume sounding? Can you hear the music okay? My voice is okay? Yeah, we're just getting a few levels. Late to the party. Where are you based at? It's morning. I thought you were US. It's not morning where I'm at. Yeah, it's nighttime. It's almost midnight actually. I'm California time, PST. But for the EU folks,
yeah, what do you want?
It's like
Glad I could
Germany
help.
or something, right? It's morning over there.
Time is money, friend.
Just getting up, having their coffee. I just drank 2 lattes back to back with my nice little side out tumbler. I am immune to caffeine at this point. I don't know if anyone else is in the same boat. I am literally immune to it. Like, it just does nothing for me. I just enjoy the taste of coffee. Maybe I get a little bit of energy, just a tiny bit, but I drink so much coffee and just energy drinks and all that. Like, it's not even like I get heart palpitations or anything. Nothing even happens. I literally just drink it and nothing happens. But maybe it's because I have like ADD, ADHD, whatever. Like, people say that like caffeine affects you differently. I'm not sure. I mean, pre-workout affects me. I like pre-workout. I think a lot of us in the same age bracket, we got to experience the joys of pre-nerf Jack 3D. Any pre-nerf Jack 3D enjoyers? Where they nerfed it, man?
Blood and thunder.
That was we had a good run with that one. A couple years of good workouts. That was freshman year. Alright, so let's remember how to play this game. We just trained Cheetah, that's nice. Hawk rank 2, we already had that there. Monkey. Let's try to remember how to play this game. We have multi-shot now, right? Striking shot's pretty nice. Serpent Sting 3, yeah, we already had that on our bars. Freezing trap's pretty good. Disengage. We're looking for a different pet as well. I wonder what we're gonna get. 20. Wonder what we're gonna get. Let me think about this. We could grab like a wolf in Ashenville. That's an option. We could grab a spider with like bite 3 or 4 or whatever it is in Stone Town. Spiders, it just like feels weird using them as pets though. Like
Strength
it just feels
and
gross.
honor.
Level 20. We still have a ton of stuff to do in the Barrens as well. So I'll probably head back for some late night Barrens leveling. Do some Southern Barrens, kill some Quillboar. Check in with Mancrick's wife. But yeah, thanks for tuning into the stream, guys. We're not really doing any giga gaming over here. We're just relaxing, vibing to some nice vanilla WoW music and ambience, talking about life. Talking about life, talking about anything really. I am an open book if you want to ask me anything. I mean, there's a lot on my mind though. Like, I do feel like I have a lot to share with you guys right now. And maybe most of it might be uninteresting to you guys because I'm very much in startup grind mode. Like, my brain is wired in that way now. It's late nights, it's early mornings, it's work all day, sun up to sundown, eat cheap, you know, keep costs low, big runway. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I've done the grind many times, so like I'm used to it now. You know, it's not as like scary as it once was. Like, you know, I know we'll get through it, but you know, this business that I'm building right now, I am having a lot of fun with it, and I think one of the main reasons why I'm having so much fun with it is like I'm doing something I've never done before. I've never done anything in like the culinary world or like event catering and things like that, and that's pretty fun. It's like satisfying, like being able to hand something tangible to someone and have them enjoy it and like really appreciate it. Like it's scratching an itch I never knew was there. But a part of it as well is just all the awesome tools you have in 2025 to help you build a business. Like, it's crazy, man. AI, automation, machine learning, all these types of things. Like, I just learned recently about make.com and like Zapier. Apparently they've been around for a little while, but I wasn't really like tuned into them. But I mean, I'm just learning basically how to like automate certain like business functions. I'm like, it's really exciting. I don't know, like, so that's my day. You know, it's boring stuff for you guys, but it's not really WoW related. But I'm just learning about what it means to be a savvy entrepreneur in 2025 and like make use of all the tools you have available to you. And like, there's so much stuff, man. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff out there. It's weird though, because like on one hand, it's easier than ever to start a business, but also on the other hand, it's harder than ever to start a business. And I can't really articulate why, but I'm getting a bit of both. Because the stakes are so high now, like, you know, even just like the amount of dollars, you know, for ad spend and stuff like that. You know, you have to spend a ton to like just run like basic like CPC ads and, you know, like just you know, the stakes are so high. Like the costs are kind of so high in some ways. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Anyway, Jack 3D was insane. Yeah. Those first few hits of the beta-alanine. Yeah, beta-alanine's still around, but they used to have an ingredient in it called 1-3-dimethylalanine. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think I am. But that shit would, that shit would get you going. That shit would get you going. I forgot what it did, actually. Because the beta-alanine is really what gives you the tingles. But it did something. Because like when they nerfed Jack 3D, it was a substantial nerf. Did you invest a lot of capital initially into your business? Yeah, I mean, it's all relative, right? Like, what's a lot of capital to you? I feel like I have. I feel like, you know, I love my community here in California. I live in Northern California. It's beautiful, it's safe, it's pristine. I live in the safest town in all of California. Like, you know, blah blah blah. It's good in that sense. But there are times where I absolutely, you know, like think to myself, I am massively griefing myself and my family by living here because the costs are just so ridiculously high. Like, you need like generational wealth to like survive in this fucking place, man. But yeah, I mean, for sure. And well into the 6 figures of investment into this business, but it's, you know, like, it's still like inexpensive comparatively to, you know, if I were to start just like a brick and mortar restaurant or something. Like I've been hearing about the numbers of what it takes to just get like a build together and like get it all renovated and permitted and all this type of stuff, and you're like, it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that with like a restaurant. So at the same time, I'm keeping costs low and trying to be smart with it. But yeah, I don't know if that stuff's like even interesting to you guys at all, but on the coffee business front, like I do actually think this would be really fun. So I contacted one of the artists that I used to build a lot of old hardcore assets, RXP assets, hardcore assets. His name is Dennis. Some of you guys might know him. He goes by Nimbus on Discord. Brazilian dude, and he did a lot of our art for Hardcore All Stars and all types of stuff, right? And he's really good at it. It's all like hand drawn, and he gets it. You know, he plays vanilla himself. I had this idea, like, because our packaging for our coffee boxes are actually really beautiful right now. I really like the way they look. They print super nice. They have some nice structure to them. They're not pouches. They're actually boxes of coffee, like cardboard, heavy cardstock boxes. And some of you in the chat might have ordered that WoW roast that I came out with the other day, right? The cactus apple. People have been really enjoying that one. My idea was to create a whole collection of roasts. They're all probably just going to be our signature roast, though, just like light, medium, and dark. Just reskinned, but essentially like a collection of like roasts named after like just cool things like in a zone. Like you can't really name it after the zone. Like you couldn't really call it like Elwyn Forest, you know, Breakfast Blend or something like that. But you know, you might be able to call it like Eastvale Logging Camp, you know, whatever, right? Like, yeah, Eastvale Logging Camp roast or something like that, but with like really nice custom, like beautiful art that's like a tribute to the zone. And you know, I actually started him on this project, so he's working on it right now, and he's, you know, getting inspired about it. But I'd like to create this like collection of roasts, like a tribute to all my favorite zones in this game, and it just is beautiful, man. Like people like literally just want to like collect them and like just have them because they're like pretty, and they want to like frame them or something like that. And you know, all the really great things from the zones, all captured in like one piece. And yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but I'd like to do that, and then just like have it on my site as like a, you know, a WoW inspired like collection of roasts. But it's going good. Like does anybody play pickleball here by chance? Most of you guys are probably EU because it's so late for NA, but really good chance we're gonna be working with like Duper, which is like the biggest rating system in pickleball. It's like the international rating system. Like they've over 1 million users, and they're pretty much just like what UTR was for tennis and like USTA. It's like that's it for pickleball. So that's been really exciting. I've been talking with them, and it was a really good good likelihood we're gonna be working together, like co-branding some stuff, and we can white label some copy for them and work together on a bunch of stuff, which is pretty exciting. Hey, what's up, Orgasmadron? How you doing? I was in a car accident in 07 and I'm paralyzed from the chest down. I wish that I could end my life, but I can't move my own arms and legs. Holy shit, man. That's fucking heavy right there. First time in the chat. Honestly though, bro, like, I don't know if that's real or not, but like, it's coming, dude. Like, there's so much technology, like, you'll be good to go soon. You'll be good to go. Like, you're gonna have like a whole fucking like cyborg suit you can wear. You're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be good, man. Just hang in there a couple of years, probably. They probably might even have technology right now to get you back, get you back in action. You know, and there's people that play WoW that are like blind, paralyzed, all types of things. People find ways, right? Like, if I was like bedridden, injured, whatever, like, wouldn't be a bad way to go. You just have like, you just chill, play WoW. That's so nuts. Good luck, brother. I have some ideas, but looking into the dollar signs next to patience makes my skins crawl. Looking into the dollar signs next to the patents. Oh, makes your skin crawl. Yeah. I mean, the thing that I've realized through this business recently is I talked a little bit about it on my last stream, but taxes are just wild. Like, the amount of stuff that the government has their fingers in is just crazy. And I'm really not like an anti-government, like, conspirator type of person. I just never have been, but I just can't ignore the facts, man. Like, you want to operate in a county, you need to pay like a bunch of permits and fees per year. You want to operate in, and you have, everything from sales tax, income tax, it's all the taxes. If you add it all up, it's wild that that's like okay. You know what I mean? That like we just have to accept that. Like that's just how life is. You just have to just get royally fucked in like a bazillion different directions, and there's nothing you can do about it. And you just have to like basically overcome and just make so much money that like you can somehow survive through it and like make it all still profitable and stuff. But yeah, I mean, even starting like a simple like event catering side of my business, right? Like I have to like get health permits in multiple counties. You need like a commissary, you need like just a bunch of like forms filled out. Like it's I guess my point is, I bet you there's a lot of people right now that do have the drive and the work ethic and the knowledge to start a business of their own, something they can really be proud of and take a lot of pride in and add value to like the world. And like, it's a very satisfying feeling to work for yourself. I would personally rather get paid pennies, minimum wage, whatever you want to call it, but be working on my own business that has that potential to grow and change lives and like provide and create wealth and all that type of stuff, than work a high-paying job where I'm expendable. That's just me though. Like I'm weird like that, and it's kind of like just like the cards I was dealt. But there's a lot of people that just can't. It's just way too expensive to start a business, man. Like everything from just filing your and there's a skill set. Like starting a business is a skill set, and like with reps you can get really efficient with it, but it's still really fucking costly. Like really costly. But no, like it absolutely is a thing. Like if you have a good mentor or someone who's like done it before and who can help guide you like and navigate you through like the startup grind and like how to keep your costs as low as they can be, like it really does help quite a lot. Just leave California, would not have to worry about all that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like how is it? Like are the other parts of the states that much cheaper though? Maybe they are. Like the other day I went to Missouri. Never been to Missouri in my life. People who live in Missouri, they joke around and call it misery. I went to Fenton, Missouri for a pickleball national championship. It was for MLP. There's a few different tracks in pickleball that have their own like nationals and stuff, right? So I was there for the MLP nationals. Fenton, Missouri. I'm thinking to myself, this is like middle America, flyover state, like kind of like this is gonna be like everything's gonna be like cheap and kind of like maybe kind of like dilapidated, or I didn't really know what to expect, right? I mean, and it was I pull up to the pickleball club. Right outside the pickleball club there's a soup dumpling spot. That's what I look for. I love soup dumplings, and there's like all types of diverse foods and DoorDash and Walmarts, and I mean, is it really that different? I feel like everything is kind of like streamlined in a way, but yeah, there are some states like that it is very advantageous to live in, like states that just don't have sales tax on stuff. Like that's wild. Like if you're running like an e-commerce type of business, if you're doing like online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, if you're like an Amazon seller, Walmart seller, whatever it is, you're doing e-commerce type of stuff, and you're like, yeah, California is not it. Like and there are states out there that just like don't charge you sales tax and are like kind of tax havens and stuff like that. California is the opposite of a tax haven. It's a tax. What's the opposite of a haven? It's a tax nightmare. I don't know. In Texas, you can start a business in a day. The state makes it so easy. Went to Arkansas 6 months ago. I was shocked. Food at Sam's Club is more expensive than here in Cali by a couple $100s. The mortgages rent though are 1/3 to 1/2 of CA. Yeah. Yeah, the grass is always greener, man. Like I wonder what I'd miss about California if I moved to a state like that, right? I wonder what I'd miss, if anything. It's awesome that you're working. That you working the like international pickleball people, though, bro. That's huge. Oh yeah, thanks, Steele. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, like Duper is like a really awesome platform, and you know, everybody knows him in the pickleball world, and yeah, I mean, it's still really early with my like pickleball like coffee business, but I'm really optimistic about it. And like usually, I mean, a lot of you guys, I feel like it's really normal to start a business, right? Like do most people try to start businesses in their life? Probably, right? Most people, especially now more than ever, like millennials and beyond. But you know, I've done a lot of ventures in the past where, like, you know, a few months in, you're really like kind of, you know, second guessing it, like, oh man, this is really the bet I'm gonna have to lay in. Like, I'm not feeling this. The margins are way worse than I thought, or whatever, right? You're just not enjoying it as much. But I'm a good amount of months deep into it, and quite the opposite effect has happened to me. I love coffee, dude. Like, coffee is such a fun thing. It's such a fun thing. I love every aspect of it, and I've learned a ton. I've really drank from the fire hose when it comes to learning about coffee. I just, like, when I get fixated on something, that's all I do. I just always have videos playing, whatever, learning about it, and it's just really fun. Everything from, you know, from seed to cup is super fun about coffee. I learned so much, man. Like, did you guys know coffee is a cherry? It literally looks like a cherry, you know? And like, do you know how labor intensive it is to grow coffee? Like, do you know how many coffee beans it takes to go make you just like, you know, your French press 16-ounce French press? You know, it takes hundreds of cherries. Each cherry has 2 beans. And think about how many beans it takes. Like, you know, I don't know, just little things like that. But yeah, coffee is just super fun. It's this beautiful like commodity. It smells amazing. I love actually roasting it. Is like, some people think the smell is bad. Anybody here ever roast coffee before? You can even just roast it in a pan. A lot of people think the smell is like off-putting when you're roasting the coffee, and it doesn't smell like normal coffee, but it smells amazing to me. I love the smell of it. Actually, it's really, really intoxicating, like, you know, nice smell. Yeah, like when you freshly grind up coffee beans, smell that. Is that not like just the best smell? Like, I almost feel like when I smell freshly ground coffee, the smell is like more insane than even the taste. Like, I can smell like all the flavors, all in the smell. You know what I mean? The chocolate, the toffee, the nuts, like you know, the little notes of citrus or whatever. Like in the freshly ground coffee beans, it might be like my favorite smell. Like, I don't know if there's something I like smelling more. Yo, what's up, Lipids? Definitely not most people, really. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, you know, people assume that other people see the world in the same way. And at this point in life, some of the screws start to loosen. Like, I don't know, like you're just... Some screws are still getting tighter and you're getting sharper and better and improving at certain things, but I start to feel like even in your 30s, like some of the screws start to loosen, you know, like yeah, like you're so deep into like the adulting track that like you lose touch of like reality a little bit. Like all the days and months and weeks blend together. You like don't know what other people's life experiences are like in their own tribes and like what everyone's doing. But yeah, I like to just get back to it. Like, you know, I love coffee. It's super fun. I'm playing a ton of pickleball anyway, and that's keeping me in shape and giving me a community and stuff. And just combining those two worlds together is really fun. Will you be getting into Kopi Luwak coffee? That's the monkey poop coffee you guys are talking about? I mean, I'd try it. Yeah, I'd try it. I'd try it. The funny thing about coffee is it can be extremely Are you back to streaming semi-regularly or just back to push a product? You can be honest. I mean, it's a bit of both, to be honest, man. Like, and I feel like that's an honest thing to say. Like, I feel like I can justify the time streaming because I can use my, you know, existing platform to help me even in a minute way, like, you know, help me with my new venture. That definitely crosses my mind and helps me like justify like writing off hours at a time when I could just be like grinding, head down, you know, cranking away at stuff. But two, I do, you know, I'm proud of what I built with like Kargoz and all these videos, and it's cool to me that like in this small little microcosm of like of the world, like, you know, I'm somebody. So, you know, being able to keep that going and not just totally like throw it in the dumpster. So I mean, just streaming semi-regularly, like I'm streaming like once a week or something, right? Like it's life support levels, but I'm happy to do it. And I definitely do feel like that natural like itch to play vanilla, just hear the sounds and stuff. Like I really have not much desire at all to get back into raiding and like make any kind of commitment or anything like that, but just leveling, playing hardcore, talking about life for a couple hours sounds good to me. Your new vid was a fun trip down memory lane. What's up, Tuska? Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, I don't know what came over me today. I just made that video randomly. It blew my mind that ChatGPT knew about vanilla WoW private servers. Yes, I know that AI is all-knowing and super powerful and all that, but for some reason I kind of thought that
I got what you need.
it wouldn't know about vanilla WoW private server history. Like, does that blow your mind too? Like, did you really thought that ChatGPT was going to be able to like just talk about like Northdale and Light's Hope and Elysium drama and all this type of stuff? Well, it did, and that's what prompted it, because I just asked ChatGPT a couple questions about like vanilla WoW private servers, and it came back with such good answers. I was like, dude, this is crazy. But yeah, as I mentioned in the video too, like I was asking, you know, name some of the like the content creators that were around back then.
Yo. Keep it real.
And yeah, we had like a small little footnote there, and it was awesome. Yo, the boat's right here. We could just go get the carrion bird. Should we do it?
Hey, how you doing?
Could just get a carrion bird right now. It'd be 17, but
Yo, be good.
might be worth the flight path and shit. I think we do it. We can do like the old Murkai quest. And we get to listen to some Westfall music. Oh boy, that sounds good. That sounds good to me. Yo, what's up, Kazar? How you doing? Of course, it can reference social media such as Reddit to learn those things about private servers. Yeah. Push your workout and diet cards. I mean, I'm not in good shape right now. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been working out. I still get exercise per day just because I'm carrying around my like children in my arms, and you get that like dad strength when you're just carrying like your kids all over the place and like backpacks and all this type of shit, right? Like I'm still active and I'm playing pickleball a couple hours per day, but pickleball, like, as much as I love it, it's not really good exercise. So I'm pretty fucking washed up right now. I'm weak. Cardio is bad. Diet's bad. What I eat today? Ask me what I ate today, chat. Ask me what I ate today. I went and I ate 2 hot dogs and a slice of pizza at Costco. Because I have to go to Costco a lot, like for my business. It's just, it is what it is. I have to pick up milk, I have to pick up supplies. And then for dinner, I wasn't gonna eat dinner, I was gonna fast. But my kid needed food, so I went to go pick up some groceries at Costco again. Got another hot dog at Costco. So I'm 3 wieners deep today, and a slice of pizza. Very healthy, and a bunch of lattes. But, you know, like I said, I'm still, you know, playing some pickleball, and I'm out and about, moving around all day, carrying shit and doing stuff, so. But, yeah. What's your Starbucks order? I actually do have an interesting thing to say on that. Like, you would think you're gonna die. Yeah, I know. You would think I don't drink any more Starbucks now that I have a coffee company, and that I have access to like the freshest, best beans ever that I truly do love and drink every day. But I'm actually drinking more coffee that's not my own than I ever have before, because I'm really just interested how other cafes, how other like coffee chains and stuff do their coffee. Like I'm looking at their espresso setups, like do they have a nice San Remo like racer setup, and I'm looking at weird things I never thought I'd look at. I look at the bean hoppers. I look at they're cleaning out the bean hoppers and getting rid of the oil and keeping everything like nice and crispy and like sanitary. Or if it's like Pete's coffee is fucking gross, dude. I had no idea. But now that I'm like a little coffee insider, I go to Pete's and I see how gross their equipment is, and I'm like, I don't even want to order anything. Like, I'm sure it varies from location to location. Like there might be some ones that are fine. The ones near me, gross, dude. This Monka TOS. The hygiene at that place. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like I'm drinking a lot of coffee, like even from Starbucks, Beats, little cafes, trying stuff, and like I do have an appreciation for Starbucks coffee. Like my coffee, I do believe is way better than Starbucks, but you know they have everything just dialed in at Starbucks, because they do stuff at such scale. And they do have nice equipment. Like everything is just so dialed in terms of like just the grind size and how smooth everything is. Like taste isn't amazing, but one thing I've been doing at Starbucks to get a little bit better taste out of like lattes and milk drinks and stuff like that is normally places when you order an espresso drink, right? Like latte, cappuccino, cortado, whatever it is, right? Like they're always using dark roast, like a real dark roast. Not really sure why. I think it just provides that like that kind of like robust, dark, smoky flavor that people expect with espresso. But it is what it is. But you can actually request a blonde roast at Starbucks, which is a bit lighter, and it just has more flavor. And the first time I did that, because I asked them, I was like, yeah, can I get like just like a different bean? And they're like, yeah, we can do a blonde roast. I instantly drank it. And I was like, oh, this is like way more enjoyable. Like, oh man, like I've been sleeping on this like my whole life. So I can go to Starbucks right now and order just like a blonde roast like latte and enjoy it, and it's like pretty good, you know. But you know, I've reached the point that you know anything I make at my own house is going to be way better than anything I can get
Time is money, friend.
outside. Do you plan on shipping coffee to Europe? I do, yeah. I think I can figure it out. I just haven't had the bandwidth for it yet, but I do want to be able to do it, and I think that there is a way to do it because it is a non-hazardous good, and I think there's a way to do it. All right, let's not die here. We can actually die, right? We can die. Hold on, chat. Make sure I don't die, chat. Okay? Like for real. Like for real. Make sure I don't die. I think I'm good though. Like I don't aggro that giant. There's that like rare spawn there, but it's not there. We just swim out to the fatigue line and push north. But definitely say something if I'm about to die. If I start talking about like glizzies and hot dogs and stuff, like death is the Reaper is watching over us. Just keep me accountable. Keep me accountable. Make sure I don't goldfish out, please. There's those murlocs out here by the coral reef. We need to stay, you know. Yeah, we're pretty toast if we aggro one of those. I mean, we have a pet, so that helps for a second, but... wait, where are you going? We're going to go north into Westfall and get a carrion bird, and then also do some quests up there, and listen to some Westfall music. Gotta know your competition. Yeah, I paid $2 for a large coffee at a chain gas station, and I can't even afford that. You know, that gas station coffee, though, like... There's something about gas station coffee in a percolator when they have like the, you know, the 8 little jugs, carafes of coffee going. It's kind of a vibe, man. It's a vibe. And this is what I was gonna say earlier before I like derailed, is that coffee can be like extremely bougie, and rightfully so. Like when you are min-maxing coffee fully, all the stuff they talk about, it does make sense actually, and it does make a difference. Everything from, you know, using a little shower screen on your puck, or a little paper thing at the bottom, distribution tools, grind size, how long you're pulling the shot for, measuring like how many grams in, how many grams out. It all does make a big difference, and it's I haven't really come across stuff that is too min-max that it doesn't make a difference. Like, it all makes a noticeable difference. But coffee can also just be really simple, right? Like, have you guys ever heard of cowboy coffee? Cowboy coffee is essentially you take like Folgers or like Dunkin' Donuts and you throw it in a pot of water, and you literally just like let it sit in a pot of water, and you like stir it around, and then you just pour it out, and you just kind of pour it out in an angle so that the grounds are like at the bottom, and you pour cold water into the pot, and that settles the coffee grounds a little bit. Like, so, you know, you just cook this coffee, you just literally pot of water, it's boiling, you take your coffee, it's pre-ground, whatever, you just dump it in there, and then when you're getting ready to like serve it and it's at temp, you put some cold water in, and that settles the grounds, and you're able to pour some coffee. Like, you know, coffee can be super min-max, crazy, bougie, like whatever, but it can also just be like extremely simple, and sometimes that simple coffee is like a vibe, you know. Like, I actually still like Dunkin' Donuts coffee, believe it or not. It, you know, it just tastes like its own beverage to me. It tastes like my childhood, you know, growing up on the East Coast and stuff like that. Like, just the lattes at Dunkin' Donuts, trash, like so trash, like giga trash, giga massively. Like, don't even waste your time. This shit's fucking lukewarm. Tastes really like there's nothing going on the latte front or anything. But just the regular, straight up like drip brewed coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, a little cream or something in that, or black. I think they have like it has like a special taste to me. I don't think I'm rich enough for this chat, Kargoz. You're looking insanely good, man. I hope you're happy and having a good life. No, man, you're fine, dude. I'm in the startup grind myself, bro. I am grinding every day, trying to, you know, stretch every dollar and you know, do as much work as I can myself to make like, you know, make things a success, man. I got 2 kids and I'm in California. Like, yeah, you're not, you know, where the struggle is real, bro. Struggle is real. You should consider getting that add-on that allows you to combine Twitch chat and YouTube chat together. It does on screen. Like, if you can see the chat on screen, that's both Twitch and YouTube on screen. Yo, a long time ago you were talking about how your dad has always wanted to take you on a camping trip. Did you ever make that happen? I know you're busy as fuck, but once the opportunity is permanently gone, you'll realize how much time you actually had, speaking from experience. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It didn't happen yet. And my dad has been reaching out a lot to me, wanting to hang out. And I've just been like shutting it down. Not because I have any beef with my old man. Like, he thinks that I have some kind of problem with him or something, or like I'm mad at him or something, but I'm not. I'm just like literally in startup grind mode. Like, I'm just like fixated. Like, just grind every day, all day, every day. Don't stop. 100% uptime. Like, if I'm not doing something productive, I start feeling like guilty, and I start feeling anxiety. So I just grind it all day, every day. And then I you know, play pickleball for a couple hours, whatever. I try to make some content out of it or do something. But yeah, I hear you, bro. I gotta make it happen. Yeah. My local place likes to do that from 6 to 10 a.m. after their main being the drip crap at a discount. Yeah, the gas station coffee though, like, I have a gas station, I think it's an A&P near my house. I go there a lot. Something kind of company. Yo, do you guys have friends that they're too bougie to the point where it's like almost off-putting? Like, they make fun of eating at McDonald's, like Mickey D's. They make fun of eating like Wendy's, or like eating Costco, or you know, getting food at a gas station. To me, that's not fucking cool, dude. Like, I've had a lot of money at times in my life, multiple times over, but never got to that point where I thought it was, you know, you're too good to eat McDonald's or whatever, bro. Like, I mean, I get it, you know, it's not the healthiest food. You know, I get that. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I like a little degen in people. For me, it's like the humanity in them. I like it when people are like, you know, they have their fucking demons, man. They eat a donut every day, man. They eat a cheeseburger. You know, they're human, right? Like, you know, I have some of my friends. I'm in the pickleball world, right? So I have some of my friends who are like, oh yeah, like, I'm just going to McDonald's. I'm just going to Mickey D's, like, you know, just get my daughter a Happy Meal or whatever. And they're like fucking shaming me for taking my daughter to get some McDonald's. I'm like, Bro, you need to relax. Like, I'm a '90s baby. We grew up with this shit, like eating Lunchables and Mickey D's and stuff. And Mickey D's has like the '90s Pokemon in their Happy Meals now, so it kind of makes me smile. Like, you know, like you straight up go to get a Happy Meal right now. And Mickey D's, it has like a little Pokemon card pack in it. You open that shit up, it's got like a fucking Metapod inside, you know, a Metapod card or like a Gyarados. It's kind of cool. But yeah, like I don't. I'm an underdog. I'm an underdog. I like hanging around underdogs and supporting underdogs. Does that make sense? Like, some people want to hang out with only like the bourgeoisie or whatever that term is, like the elite of the elite. And I can socialize and schmooze and hang with them and talk with them for a bit. But are they my people? Not really, actually. I like people who are kind of underdogs, right? Like blue collar people that like have to grind and like, you know, no silver spoon. And I had like kind of a silver spoon, not like a crazy one, but like, you know, I was pretty fortunate in a lot of ways. But yeah, I just have friends now where they're too bougie to the point where it's like, it's almost like they're Karens or something, you know what I mean? You know, they're asking about like, you know, toxins and like random shit. Like they're like, what was it the other day? Something weird. Hold on, let me think about it. I forgot what it was. I was eating something and like someone was like, "Oh, I don't eat that because it has toxins in it or whatever." It was just like some normal like sandwich or something, and I'm like, respect the hustle. What's up, Palinator? Plastics. Yeah. I mean, bro, like life is hard, dude. Life is hard, and you know, shave a couple of years off your natural lifespan for some comfort food so you can fucking feel sane at the end of the day. Like, you know, go for it. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I like people who if they made it and their life is like perfect and like they're just like too bougie like that, and they're, you know, you should want to hang out with those people, right? Because they'll open more doors for you. They're a stronger relationship network, whatever it is. And I know tons of people who are like that in California. All they do is they go to Vegas, they go to Palm Springs, they go to Palm Desert, they play pickleball, they stay at nice hotels, they stay in suites, they go up to Tahoe, they go snowboarding like fucking 8 days out of the week. You know, they're always eating nice restaurant food like every single fucking meal. You know, I don't actually like that though. I don't even really like that, dude. That's like just out of touch to me. Like, I'm trying to fucking squad up with the people who are looking for new technologies and ways to grind and make money and like new businesses and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get down with the people who are looking to like degen business, like, you know, or, you know, hustle or whatever. You know what I mean? Some of that's like age though, because a lot of times these people are a bit older, and you know, a lot of my friends now actually are in their 40s. Believe it or not, I'm like ancient Deckard Cain, Gandalf the Grey in the WoW community, like being, you know, in my 30s. But in the pickleball world and where I'm at right now, like I'm the baby in the group. You know, most people are like early 40s, mid 40s, some late 40s, and maybe when you get into your mid 40s or whatever, like you just become way bougier. Maybe some people can like attest to that, where you're just getting too old to like have anything suboptimal. But I had someone telling me not to eat McDonald's fries because they're from toxic potatoes recently. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. If you have people in your life, they're gonna think you're gross for eating some McDonald's. I mean, it's one thing for you to not like McDonald's and just like kind of low-key be like, yeah, it's not for me, I wouldn't eat it. But if you're gonna say that to someone, not worth. My dad has started to have memory and health issues. My grandma died from Alzheimer's. Reach out to your dad while you still can, fam. Yeah, that's what you guys all keep telling me. You're right. My dad does have a lot of health issues. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Though. I got 140 in Twitch. And we got like 40 in YouTube. Life is about balance. It's nice to eat some slop sometimes. The thing is, though, my question is, you know, the people that are really like, they appear. Okay, listen up. If you're actually listening to this stream, I need your input on this. The people you meet in life that appear extremely disciplined, extremely well put together, seemingly perfect life, kind of like, you know, bougie like that, right? Like just that whole brand and vibe. Is that real? Like, are people real? Are there other people out here who are really just living like that? Or do they, you know, do they have their own demons and stuff like that? It makes you wonder, like, makes you wonder. And if those people really were that disciplined, where they're giving you a hard time about eating some McDonald's fries or drinking some suboptimal coffee, like enjoying some Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, why are they not like billionaire people with like perfect physiques and shit like that? You know what I mean? I feel like if they did truly live how they're saying they live or how they're acting, they would literally be walking around with like striations all over their body, perfect physique, like, you know, millions of dollars in the bank. Like, everyone has their own demons. The mind has a way of adjusting to suffering regardless of... Oh, sound? Audio crackling? Oh, sorry. Wait, is it still bad or is it better now? You know what that actually was? It's gonna be kind of weird for me to say. It's worse? Wait, it's way worse? Hold up. Good? Still scuffed? Hold up. I'm scared. I'm scared, man. Good? How would you describe it? Just don't breathe? Okay. Does it sound like I'm mouth breathing or something? Or does it... It's back? Oh god. Crackly. The vibration of your voice makes the mic input crackle. I'll add a noise gate. Maybe that could help. Any better? There's a noise gate on now. So the mic should like return to 0, but you might hear a little bit of static like when I talk. Butter. All right. Try not to mouth breathe. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Much better. Good. That's good. All right. So, we're in Westfall. We're gonna go tame that carrion bird. Then, do some of these quests here that are pretty free. The lighthouse. Yo, Can Beast with a raid. Yo, what's up, man? Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate that, dude. The luckiest gamer I ever met in Vanilla WoW. I'll never forget it, man. I'll never forget it. This guy... Okay. For soft res. It was soft res, right? It wasn't even like you were the guild leader's like roommate, like soft res. And he wins BRE Onslaught Girdle. Is it like QSR or something too? Like you won like 3 big ticket items. Soft res rolling. Like it was unbelievable. Oh, Deathbringer. Was it? Yeah, Deathbringer? So, yeah, it was like Onslaught Girdle, Deathbringer, BRE in one raid. Never forget it. Same raid, that's wild. Yeah, thanks for the raid, I appreciate it. What are you playing, Ken Beast? Are you doing this OnlyFans thing, or I'm gonna guess you're a vanilla WoW like OG purist type. I bet you. I'm just guessing. I'm not cheating. I swear. I bet you're playing multi-life. I bet you're saying fuck the hardcore and you're literally just playing like multi-life, normal vanilla, and you're like ranking and stuff. My guess. My guess. Don't know. The thing is with McDonald's, I remember my dad taking me on a Sunday trip to Mickey D's once in a while, and when I do the same with my daughter, I just feel so cozy. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way, bro. Like, and you know, there is something nostalgic about like Happy Meals. Like they really know how to do the marketing or whatever, the box. Like the kids absolutely like love them, right? Like it's like the ultimate treat for them. And it's just everything is like so cutely packaged in there. You know, you get these little apple slices in there and a little thing of milk, you know, and just a few chicken nuggets and a few fries, like. And you know, the kids just like absolutely love it. And there's a little toy in there, and like they've kept. I wanna believe that they've almost done with the Happy Meal what Costco's done with the hot dog there. You know, they've kept it $1.50 at Costco for a hot dog and a drink, and they don't really make money on it, but it's just part of their culture. You know, like a Happy Meal is like $6.50 or something, and that might seem like a lot to some people, but like, you know, in California, that's like literally like a fucking like half a pack of gum. You know, like it's six. You know, you go to anywhere and get something to eat. You know, just with your wife or whatever. Just for lunch, it's $50 $100. You know, it's absurd. Like, so. Got from the Barrens to Westfall in 30 minutes. Don't think I was gone so long. Did you get boarded? Oh yeah, no, we yeah, you can take the This is actually a pretty dangerous area. We gotta be a little. I have no like melee weapon skill. You can just take like the boat from Ratchet to Booty Bay, and then you just swim north. It's actually not too bad of a trip. Swam that. Maybe I was gone longer than I thought. Yeah, swam that. Yeah, I'm on Night Slayer. Played a Troll Warrior this time just for shits and giggles. Nice, man. Troll Warrior's a vibe. They look great in gear. Raptors. Yeah. It's cool, man. Zeppelin and jump should be faster. I find it absolutely amazing. Maybe we can turn this into a short later. Let me restart. I find it absolutely amazing how much depth there are to the zones in vanilla. And I don't know, like I haven't played old school RuneScape or many other MMOs. I've played a few over the years. That maybe it's the case with other MMOs as well. But you take a zone like Westfall, and on a surface level, seems like a pretty small zone, pretty straightforward, not too many quests. And you just, you know, look around, you see some murlocs on the coast, you see some humanoids by the mines and then around the buildings. But I'm talking about when you actually min-max this game, you're actually playing the game, you're looking for efficiency, you're looking for paths of least resistance, you're looking for viable strategies truly, right? And like, you look at everything, every factor, the totality of the zone, and there's tons of like viable and interesting things to do, right? So everything from the dust devils, obviously getting the sleeping dust, that's a super powerful like PvP consumable. I mean, those are the low-hanging fruit, but I'm talking about, you know, shore crawlers and those little spots where they're like hyper spawns, right? I'm talking about like linen hyper spawn, where like if you're just trying to just farm a bunch of linen for whatever reason, you go to that one spot up by the windmill, just like up there, right? And you just start killing the Defias and it never ends. And there's, you know, I'm talking about some of the items from the rare spawns. The blue twink dagger from the rare vulture here, right? Like the zones in vanilla and also in TBC as well, but just to a lesser extent. There's just so much to do in it. There's reasons to actually go out and play the game and get out there. And just like a zone like Westfall, we could probably together think of like, you know, 50 different reasons why you'd be in Westfall, and just some of the interesting things about this zone. I've done videos like that where you just off the top of the dome like just start spitting out Snapple facts about the zone. But when you look at spawn rates and the loot tables of what drops, Mason's torch. Is that all we're gonna do here? That Murloc quest isn't most efficient. Wait, there's a quest for just oil though, isn't there? Should we do this, guys? Flask of oil. Does this drop pretty? I feel like it does drop pretty frequently. We could just pop into like that farm here or something, kill some harvest watchers, and get 5 oils. I feel like that might be worth it. Dust. Hey, weren't you one of the first hardcore mode promoters? Are you generally now? What's up, 21 guy? First time in the chat. Welcome, dude. Yeah, I mean, what if I told you that hardcore, none of this would have happened in the exact way that it did without this channel and this community? Like, I know it almost sounds like pretentious to say that, but it's just literally just a fact. Like that, it's more luck than anything. Well, I don't know, man. We really did try hard and over-engineer a really awesome community with hardcore, didn't we? Between the add-on and everything. Like, you know, we do need to pat ourselves on the back a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't the type of thing that was just like my brainchild and I had some grandiose vision for hardcore from the jump. Like, I was just a clueless gamer, but I had like a, you know, cool like little instinct that something might be fun, and we just built the game mode out organically, like with people in the Twitch chat and the community, and just started spreading it organically, and it just, one domino led to another domino falling, and it just caused a chain reaction, and it got bigger and bigger. And there's times that it got smaller and smaller, and it would shrink down, and it would get big again. But yeah, we over-engineered an awesome community. We built the hardcore community from the ground up, literally from day 0 all the way until it had, you know, 100,000 people in it. And then one guy at Blizzard decided to shoot a shot, throw a Hail Mary, and that ended up working out. And now there's hardcore servers. Also, I think also getting that hardcore out onto work was huge. Oh, 100%, man. That was a really cool experience. I had never built an add-on before. I didn't know what was possible with add-ons. I'm not like a technical guy myself. I'm not really a developer or anything like that. So coming up with like a wish list of what we'd want in the hardcore add-on, and we'd have weekly stand-ups with just volunteer developers, right? And they didn't know what was possible either. None of us kind of did until we started poking around. And then realizing that certain things were possible and seeing them implemented and come to life was really exhilarating, to say the least. Like, a lot of this stuff people just take for granted. You think, oh yeah, of course, there's gonna be like a death notification when someone dies. Like, obviously, it's hardcore. Like, why wouldn't you have that? I'm telling you, like, this game mode did not exist before. Like, it literally was not a thing at all. No one knew. Like, there was no precedent for any of this, and like, you know, just everything we were clueless about. How far could you even go? Can you 60 dungeons and 60 paid? Like, you know, can this game world support hardcore gameplay? Like, you know, I don't know. A lot of things luckily worked out, and you know, it was sick. Building the add-on was sick. And in the same way, when we did like our Diablo Orb, Action Cam Andy type runs, part of that was some of the strategy with building that hardcore add-on, with the dramatic raid warning sound and the art assets looking like the way they were. We wanted people, when they were watching a hardcore streamer, to feel like you were playing a different game. I remember when we were pioneering hardcore and I was watching you back during re-release, mapping out the Dangerous, Serious, and Quest speedruns. Started up. Of Chumpies. White first blue HCMC speedrun. Are the Iron Lad VODs back up? Yes, you can actually go back right now. Vincent posted it in the Discord. You can see the exact stream where it all started. Like, literally. You can... anybody who ever like thinks that maybe Awesome Thing is bullshit, or like, you know, there's no evidence of this or that, the entire journey from day 0 of the hardcore community up until where it became today, like, is pretty much all documented. Now, you can go back to day 0, then you can go to day 1, then you can go to day 2, then you can go to day 3 and watch it blossom and unfold. Like, but yeah, it's up again. Early HC was so good. Remember when 20 people on was a busy night? Yeah. Yeah, nah. I don't know what I like more. What do you guys like more? Playing on just a different vibe, right? Like, when something feels grassroots, small, tight-knit, you know, when it felt like you knew everyone on the server, like on Bloodsail or whatever, right? And 100 people in the guild on Alliance and Horde, you know, which is nothing. And you're a bigger fish in a smaller pond. Like, that's very appealing to me. I feel like really locked in that environment. But like I said, man, when things get too big, becomes like more mainstream or whatever, and it's like, it just changes. Like, the vibes change. And Tommy Slump tactic streams tweaking and nerding out all kinds of speedrun G strategies. Yeah, too, man. I do kind of miss when those guys were. I remember, bro, for both Tactics and Tommy, when they were just small, like, not nobodies. That sounds fucked up, but it's not that. It's like, but they were underground, like barely anyone knew them, type of Andes. You know? Same thing with Joker, but Joker D used to just like go into Tactics and Tommy's stream, and he was a small streamer, and like he really popped off during Classic launch because he was that dude, right? But like before that, he was a small streamer, age speedrun type streamer, you know, Andy. And I don't know, I do kind of miss the versions of those people, like back when we're more unknown and small, I think. But time and money and success changes everyone, myself included. The way it goes. But even Ompi, dude, like, it blows my mind that Ompi He's what? Is he a 2K Andy? A 3K Andy? Maybe a 2K Andy. That one really is a trip for me. That Ompi is a 2K Andy. That's like, that is a trip. I've been an Ompi fan for a long time. I literally like remember watching his VODs of his speedruns, and his VOD had like 6 views on it. You know, like people didn't even really care, but I was just weirdly into like speedrunning and learning 1 to 10s and all this, right? And just like kind of studying his roots, and you know, cam, just blasting music the whole time. Barely would ever talk into the VOD, right? Like barely even talk on the mic at all. He was almost like introverted in a way. I wouldn't expect him to be ham on 2K Andy streamer, streaming every day, and he did that. Like his rise to success happened during a period of Classic that I thought Classic was already dead and on life support, and I was almost like just like pitying anybody who's getting into, you know, content creation for Classic and vanilla at this point. Like for me, I felt like the ship had already sailed, and you know, views and engagement, all that was just dropping with no signs of it picking back up again. And that's when he was starting to go hard streaming. But like hardcore kind of was a huge thing for him, to like being the hardcore raid leader and doing all that, and he did it. Like he came up and built a huge audience and following, like during a time where I thought Classic was like kind of dead. Let's tame this. What's up, Rob Chu? Subscribe to Tier 1. Thank you so much for that. Tier 1 subs are huge. And thanks for you guys who have been buying the boxes of coffee. There's been quite a few of you. I remember every single one of you that has like supported me with that. And I want to believe that everyone who has bought the coffee and tried it has really enjoyed it. Gotten a lot of positive reviews on the product listing already. So that makes me happy. Like people really enjoy the product and are like really happy. But yeah, I appreciate the support, and thank you very much for the Rob Chu. Prince level 60 is crazy. Guzu blew from 300 views to 3K views thanks to hardcore reactions. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing against Guzu. I've met him in person. He's a tall, handsome fella. And I only say this because I just don't really give a fuck anymore. Like, I'm not really a creator. I just stream every now and again, and I'm just gonna be like, keep it 1,000 with you guys. But, you know, Guzu is a hard worker. He's a very good creator. He did everything right. He checked all the boxes: consistency, quality. He did everything that you're supposed to do on paper as a creator to be successful. Super consistent, super good. But there is something almost a little bit off-putting for me about like Guzu's particular rise. And like I said, I really truly have nothing against the guy. This is just a pure observation. I would, you know, from the outside looking in. But Guzu, most people equate Guzu as being very endemic to hardcore, right? Like very much a big hardcore indie. But for someone like me who was here from the very start of it all, like he actually came into the scene much later. I remember when Guzu first started playing hardcore for the first time ever, rolling his first characters. So he was like a new guy going into hardcore, and he just did a fantastic job of kind of just milking it. Everything like reactions, it's not even milking it, because that's your job if you're a creator. Like, you have to do that. You're literally creating good content. You're creating a slate of content. You're breaking it all up in the videos. But like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like the perfect example of someone who's non-endemic to a space. Like, you're not there first. You're there like second or third or fourth or fifth, but you end up benefiting it from the most because you're smarter about it than like some of the earlier guys or whatever, right? And like, I don't know if any of this is making any sense, but like, for me, I like Ampi's like rise into how he got to where we like Ampi is very much like Ampi is a beast, man. Like I've hung out with him in person, right? He just has like genius energy. He's someone that you hang out in person, and kind of quiet, kind of soft spoken. Like when he does speak, it's kind of like hard hitting. Like, you know, he thought about it a little extra than a normal person would think about something. And like I just get like big genius energy from Ampi. I don't know. Like I'm really happy for him. I'm happy that he's really successful. I mean, to a certain extent, it's not even just Guzu too. It's actually some of a lot of the other guys. Like honestly, like Savix, Zaryu. You know, if I was full-time content creator Andy, I probably wouldn't even be saying this on stream because it's not advantageous to do so. But if I'm just keeping it $1.50, you know, these are people that came into the hardcore scene way later, didn't necessarily play a role in like fleshing out the game mode and like just building up that culture and community. Came in way later. Like if you had to break it down into a baseball game in terms of innings, right? Like first inning, second inning, third inning, like coming in at like the 6th or 7th inning. And pretty much just made off with the bag, dude. They have done phenomenally well. Hardcore has been phenomenal for their channels and for their content and all of the above, subs, everything like that. And I look at a lot of the OGs who were there at the start of it all. And there's, you know, I think about Grays, right? Like, think about Jamin, think about Grays, think about, I don't know, Death Camp Melderon. Didn't really, you know, benefit too much from it, myself included. And you know, I don't know if any of that makes sense, you guys, but it is a testament to the fact that people who do stuff first, in a lot of cases, don't actually end up doing the best from whatever they're doing first, right? It's usually people who are like second to market, third to market, fourth to market. They come in with a clean mindset, fresh energy. You know, by the time Guzu and Zaryu and all them got into the hardcore space, to a lot of us, we were already like exhausted with hardcore. We had already been playing hardcore for like years, and shit was already kind of stale for us to a certain extent. So I think it was kind of good timing for them too. They come into the space, everything is like kind of fresh because they haven't been playing it for years, and like the timing of it worked out because hardcore is starting to get like a broader like public appeal, and it was picking up in Steam, right? But it's like reacting to every little thing. Right. Makes sense then. That makes sense to anybody at all. But there is some, I can't help but feeling that there is some small sense of injustice in the fact that someone like Grays, right? Like Grays is like a little brother to me, so maybe I'm biased, but like Grays was truly there from the very, very start of it all. Like I really mean that. From the very start. And we were always smaller creators, both him and me. Like I was never really that or anything like that. But like, I mean, he went all in with hardcore at the start. He was there at the literal stage where we're like figuring everything out. Like even just like the basics, like what's possible. Running 5-mans for the first time ever in a hardcore environment, like, and like, you know, now with this OnlyFans thing, like I heard like he didn't even really get like a raid slot, or maybe he did, but it's kind of like he's like, you know, he's like kind of holding the, you know, bench warmer spot or something. I don't quite understand it because I'm not keeping up with it fully, but like, you know, Rays should have done, you know, way better on, you know, from hardcore and all that type of stuff, right? I don't know, but that's kind of, My hot takes. I got nothing against Zarya. I got nothing against Buzu. But they are better creators than myself by a country mile, because they do everything properly. They're consistent. They post frequently, high quality. They have editors. But I almost feel like the people who like don't do everything properly because they love the game so much, so that they're not doing everything properly, because if they were doing everything properly, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, you know, Graze doesn't do everything properly as a creator. I never did either. We're not as consistent as we should be. We don't do everything properly, but we do love the game. I'll tell you that, man. Yeah. You have opinion on Death Clip channel? Which one? I mean, I was there for all the death. So I like your tattoos. Tribals, or what are they called? Yeah, they're like poly tribal tattoos. I've got sleeves on both my arms. I got pretty much full sleeves. Are you going full-time streaming someday? I'm unless I become giga insanely wealthy and my girls are all taken care of and you know, all that, then I could maybe consider it just for the fun of it. But it's kind of a trap. The streaming is kind of a trap. If you're trying to do it for like success reasons, it's kind of a trap. Like, there's a ceiling to it. You don't realize the opportunity cost of streaming. Like, just the amount of like money and success you can have if you're doing other stuff with your time. But it's good if you love the game and you're passionate about it, and like, you know, you can afford it or whatever, then it can be really rewarding and enjoyable. It like documents your life and all that. But you know, that's one lesson learned from me. Like, would I rather be a 3K Andy streamer right now? Would I rather be a 10K Andy streamer, a 5K Andy streamer CCV every day, and I'm streaming every day, and I have 5,000 people watching me? Or would I rather have, you know, a couple Amazon e-commerce, like, you know, arbitrage businesses, and maybe like, you know, a rental property or two, and like, you know, you own a restaurant or something like that? Like, it's just, I'm just trying to like lay out the two lifestyles like side by side. Like, I'm not taking the streaming route like any day of the week, bro. Like, any day of the week. It's so unstable. There's like no benefits. It's literally like just based on you being good company and showing up every day. Like, yeah, like, if you stream and you're doing content creation, like, you're not really doing it for the money. It's a part of it, because a lot of people have to be able to survive and live, right? Like, and I've been a full-time creator before, where like that's just part of the equation. You need to be able to, like, you know, make enough money to pay your bills and life. But you're kind of not doing it for the money. The money is like pretty hot trash. You know what I mean? But yeah. Such is life. There are those that make the strings and those that pull. Yeah, most streamers rarely take days off. And that's the thing too with streaming. It's that Harvey Dent shit, man. I mean, it kind of happened to me to a certain extent. You can be a man of the people one day, and the next day you're an evil corporate shill or whatever, right? Like, you can just get torn down super easy too. And granted, like, I misplayed a lot. Like, I definitely didn't handle things great. Like, but that's just another, you know, hard lesson you learn too. Like, it's not worth it, man. If anyone's thinking about streaming, like, do it for fun, do it as a hobby, do it on the side, but don't ever be envious of any kind of clout you get, any kind of reputation you get, any type of the fans you get or anything like that. Not worth it. It's like, man, go fucking like go to like Ross or Marshalls or Home Goods and start like flipping shit on Amazon. Do that instead. Way better use of your time, you know. Start like, you know, building some businesses with like AI and automation and you know, going to Fiverr and setting up some kind of like, you know, connecting low cost labor with like high cost prices in their market. Do anything else, man. Do anything else. I mean, if I didn't do streaming at all and I didn't touch it at all, I don't even know where I would be in life. I'd probably be so much further ahead, to be honest, but it is what it is. I don't regret it at the same time. Like I had a lot of great memories, and Classic's been awesome, and it's my favorite game of all time, and you know, you only live once, right? So I got to experience that. Like what it means, like a streamer, creator, YouTuber. And I still sort of, I mean, I have to make content for my coffee business too. Like every you just pretty much have to make content in 2025. So that's still there, but hey, what are you doing in Westfall? We just tamed this bird, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna get some flasks of oil, but we're kind of just like talking, so get a freaking job in a big company. Yeah, 100%, dude, 100%. That's another take that I've shared on stream recently. If I had to do it all over again, I mean, if you have generational wealth and you really got it like that, good for you, man. Then definitely you should just be an entrepreneur from the start. You should get your family support. You shouldn't give up any percentage of your company. You should try to keep all the equity to yourself, but you should also be like really fair and, you know, do your best for people, obviously, and never look down on people. But you should jump right into it, take the plunge. But if you're not fucking Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, you know, built different generational wealth, you should actually go get a normal job and work your startup, work the company that you actually want to do in your spare time, and chip away at it. You won't have pressure for it, you know, to reach, you know, you won't have pressure, as much pressure to make like ends meet by like a certain X, Y, or Z date. You'll be able to be more calm and make better decisions and use your money from your actual job to like more properly fund all the different vendors and services and everything you need to like buy for your business, right? And to be patient and take your time to make sure it's going to be like good, instead of rushing things or stressing things. But at the same time, you know, everyone's position is different. Like you could be in a situation where you have to make it work, and that's also a vibe, because I'm sure everyone has been in that position where you just have to make something work. Like basically failing is just not an option. It's literally not an option. You literally have to just like reject that that's even an option and just make something happen 100%. Just manifest it into reality. Sometimes that pressure will make you do that. Ultra wide Monte Cargo? Yeah, ultra wide monitor, yep. What is the best pet for leveling? Best pet for leveling for speed running, you know, they're probably just gonna, you know, say cat. Or like an owl. Owl's probably actually the best. But you know, you have to get an owl, you pretty much have to be Alliance. Because the next owls you can get are like in Fellwood and stuff. Carrion bird's not bad, you know, cat's not bad, owl's not bad. If you're just playing like normally though, like I like getting a wolf, honestly. I think just getting a wolf and getting like familiar with how like Furious Bite works and using it to like, you know, do little cool tricks and, you know, kite mobs away from you, and just getting comfortable with it, and just like having a wolf that's like locked in and ready to go for like tribute and stuff when you get to 60, that's probably like the best. You know, that'll just take one big thing off your plate once you get to 60, just having a wolf ready, like there, ready, locked in, ready to go, full loyalty. Damn, I make decent money, but companies just need to put all the funds in getting out. Yeah. Yeah, there's some crazy ways to make money. I mean, if I had to just give any general business tip to you guys right now, I'm not a guru, I'm not selling you anything. This is just the best advice I can possibly give you. And you're thinking about starting a business, and you don't have the ton of capital, right? I would definitely try to do something like digital, either like marketing related or just like something digital, right? And I would try to build relationships with people and like outsource like some of your labor and stuff, either to like, you know, the Philippines. Philippines is a great place actually. People there, they work really hard. I'm half Filipino myself, like, and tap into the lower cost labor. And like if you're living in the States, right, you try to get clients in the States doing X, Y, or Z service, and you're able to hire, you know, people from lower cost labor markets, and just keep poking the bear. Just keep trying stuff. Try one thing, try another thing. Use the gig economy, use Fiverr, use whatever, use outsourcing agencies. Try to get, you know, people with different skill sets. Keep your costs low and just try to connect those two pieces. Like the higher cost prices you can charge living in, you know, the US or the UK or whatever, and get yourself some, you know, like high quality outsourced employees though, because like you don't want it to be bad at the same time. Well, I do live streaming because it seems something that created brands. Never ever learned a skill today. That's so crazy to me though, dude. Is that really the consensus? Is that really the take in 2025 that it's completely useless? Because I mean, I'm not a coder, right? I'm not a developer. I mean, some HTML and some CSS and PHP and it's like WordPress type stuff, like jQuery, but like, you know, has AI really gone that far where it's like making it useless? Because like even though there's tons of tools to use AI to like make like graphics and images and all types of stuff, like you're still having to get in there in the Adobe suite and do a ton of stuff. There's still a ton of like need for like a human, you know, the human to interact with it, right? And like that's where I feel like we're at right now. Like AI is not good enough to straight up replace humans right now. You can try, but it's gonna look low quality and kind of shitty. You need like AI to do 50% and then a human needs to do the other 50% and like humanize it and smooth it out and make it good, you know? So AI is super helpful in creating a framework or something. It can create you any kind of framework in the world. Then you have to go in and clean up that framework and make it quality. And I feel like that would what it would be like with coding. Like you can have AI, you know, create you an awesome framework or something, but in order for like the user interface and the experience to flow and have like just like a certain vibe, and for the branding to really hit hard, and like you still need a lot of like human input. Not true at all. My team has built AI for the US Army. You can buy the code. I mean, when the electric guitar was invented to make the population hated it. How do you vet and trust that overseas talent? So I'm working with a company right now. Not an ad, by the way, just sharing my experience. They're called Outsourcey. I'm sure, you know, there's tons of companies like this. But this is a company that specializes in outsourcing labor to the Philippines. And maybe it's because I'm half Filipino, so I just know the culture, so it's like, maybe I'm a bit biased to it. But I know the people in the Philippines. Good, hardworking people, you know, we're speaking in generalizations, of course. You know, a lot of them, it's kind of a Christian nation. They speak Spanish and English really well, like, you know, really close ties with the US. You know, a lot of, you know, nurses and pop singers and all types of stuff. But I just sort of like know the culture and values of the people in the Philippines. And they work hard and they speak good English. And like a lot of time the accents isn't like super off-putting for a lot of people in like even Western countries when they hear it. So and the labor costs are low. Like you can get an executive assistant full-time 40 hours a week for like $7 an hour, and that's like baked into paying, you know, the agency fee for them to like do all like the contracts and like compliance and stuff with the employee. You can get like a decent developer for maybe like 12 to 15 an hour, and they're happy with it, and they'll be loyal to you, and they'll work hard for you, and you can, you know, do daily stand-ups with them and talk with them and bring them into the culture of your like company, and like just treat them like an actual teammate. And at that price, you know, for the price of one minimum wage worker in California, you can get maybe 2 or 3 in the Philippines that are going to be speaking perfect English, working hard, you know, things like that. You know, train people up so that they're providing service at like the standard that you need them to. That's kind of my advice to you too, like just that type of stuff. You just connect the lower cost labor from other countries to the higher cost market prices of services in like UK, US. 6 years of college, my mates from economics just stumbled into over 60k euro jobs, while more than half of my computer science colleagues are jobless and are in elite code hell for months. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that. I do feel like it's... Well, what do you guys think? Is it harder than ever to get a job, or easier than ever to get a job? In theory, like, you know, it might be easier because you can use AI to get your resume out there and send out hundreds of applications, and there's all these tools you can literally probably automate the process and just cast such a wide net. But at the same time, employers are using AI to comb through applications as well. Like it's on both ends of the spectrum, and you know, I honestly think it's kind of harder than ever to get a job. How do you stand out? How do you, like, I get job applications for my company right now, and I can tell when they're made by AI, right? And like, I don't even read it. Like, once I tell that it's like an AI application, I just like stop reading it, because I just like, it's like smoke and mirrors to me. Like, I don't even think it's a human. Like, it just looks like it looks like a spam. It looks like spam to me when I see it come in. You know what I mean? So the nurse I got offered every job I interviewed for. Oh, yeah, as a nurse. Yeah, healthcare is a pretty solid way to go, probably in meta. American mind to find cheap work, power, and use them. Yeah, I mean, true, but I mean, I just don't see anything wrong with it, because those people are happy, right? Like, you're treating them with respect, you're treating them like decently, and that's one thing. You can ask anybody that's ever worked with me over the years. I'm fundamentally not a type of person that I like will treat anyone as less. I don't like it. It makes me feel guilty. I feel dirty. I feel gross. I just don't do it. It's not in my nature. Like, I run things too flat, actually, for my own good, and oftentimes grief myself for it. But like, you know, you should always try to like treat everybody with respect. Even if you have to kind of like suspend reality a little bit. Like, I have a pool business, right? And I'm hiring pool guys, and oftentimes these pool guys come from like really messed up backgrounds, right? Like, they're barely alive. Like, they are paycheck to paycheck, and that's at best, right? And they're coming in the business, but you know, basically on life support. But you just, you know, you treat them like anyone else, and you try to forget about that side of it, and like, you know, treat them with respect. And you know, that's my thing. Like, you hire someone from a lower cost market or whatever, like, you know, treat them with respect and earn their loyalty, and it's win-win. Not a ton of room for career advancement in nursing compared to other fields. What is pool buyers that I misunderstand, maybe? Pool cleaning. I have a pool cleaning business. So like, you know, we do filter replacements. You know, just weekly maintenance. Yeah. Not a ton of room for career. Yeah. It's the way the world must be. Grandfather of WoW HC just had good vibes on the street, chilling, playing the game before it all blew up. Yeah, like I am glad. Like, I'm glad. Like, I feel like that is the consensus. When I like log in, people are like, "Oh, that's the guy who at least like kind of like made hardcore." That's cool. Like, I'm glad I can like that's how. Because for a while there, like, I thought that like my whole reputation was like really like permanently damaged in this community. It actually was a really fucking trippy feeling, to be honest. That, you know, when I was having all that drama and stuff, I felt like this whole brand, this whole huge swath of time that I invested into WoW and building my brand as Kargoz and all this was just like a giant waste of time, and it was all for naught. And it was very trippy. Like, it was very trippy. I felt like kind of very hurt by it in a way. And but I'm glad like I was able to come back after a period of time, and people were like just kind of welcome open arms and like just kind of like forget shit ever happened. And that's where I'd want to leave it, man. Like that's honestly how I'd want to leave it. I wouldn't even want to grow this channel big enough again to where like, you know, I get fucking reverse Uno carded again and become like an villain again out of nowhere. Because it's just gonna happen. The longer you expose yourself to the internet, you're just on a clock. Like you're gonna get reverse Uno carded. You're gonna get the rug pulled out from underneath you at some point. Arbitrage didn't jive with me. Yeah, I've been learning about it a lot. I've been learning a ton about Amazon because like my coffee beans, I'm gonna be selling them on Amazon really shortly, right? So I'm just like really making sure the strategy, vision, everything is good. Making sure there's margin there, and like really trying to do my homework. Like hired a consulting agency to like make sure all the listings are optimized and everything's good. So just learning about Amazon in general, and like I was very skeptical of the idea of arbitrage. Do you guys know what arbitrage is? Arbitrage is basically like when you're flipping stuff. That's all it is. Like there's retail arbitrage, so you basically go to like Marshall's, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, or something like that, and you go scan a bunch of items and you go see what it's selling for on Amazon. You look at all the key data points, like the Keepa chart is what they call it, when you can look at like price stability, how many are selling per month, all this type of stuff, right? You can set your own like, you know, settings so that like getting a certain percentage of return on investment, profit, and it. Anyway, you're basically just flipping stuff. I was skeptical if that would actually work. It does work. It actually does work. You actually, no joke, no cap on a stack, and walk into like TJ Maxx or Home Goods, spend like an hour in there, and make like 500 bucks. You know, but it's gonna take some time to make that 500 bucks. Like it might take you like months to actually collect all that 500 bucks, and it, you know, there are some risk factors too. Like stuff can get returned. You know, maybe like out of nowhere the price drops like crazy because like the deal that you just found, you know, you thought it was unique to you, but it's all over the country now, and that price, you know, is in price that good is just like tanked all over. But yeah, I mean, I do believe the retail arbitrage is legit. Online arbitrage is where you just go to sites, like it could be Walmart, Temu, whatever, Alibaba, whatever, and you try to find products you can order, and then you relist them. I actually like the arbitrage business model. I've never really done it because I always like to start my own brand. I always want to start my own brand, but your business is on hard mode, like when you're trying to build your own brand, because you know you just have to like convince people that this thing is valuable and for them to like something. So, but if you're doing arbitrage, like you're selling goods that people already enjoy and the demand is established, right? And you're just like flip. It's like way lower risk. I think it's a pretty good business, honestly. If you were starting right now and you wanted to start a business of your own and you only had a couple grand extra to like start something, that's actually probably what I would do. I'd probably just start like, you know, make like a digital agency doing like consulting and like digital stuff, and like using tools like Fiverr, outsourcing, like getting a few employees from another country to like help you. I'd probably do that, and at the same time start building like an arbitrage business on like sneakers or grocery or whatever, and like getting on Gated and all these different brands. But is that a baby crib? Grats, man. Yeah, I have two daughters. Yeah, that's a playpen. I got one daughter that's 3, and the other one's about 6 months. So, man, bro, it is tough. It is tough out here. Formula. Yo, anybody feel me on formula? Formula. So freaking expensive, man. I want to say it's like $80 a week. Yeah, I don't think I'm lying on that. I think that's actually the number. $80 a week for formula. Kind of crazy, dude. But yeah, I'm on that baby grind right now. That preschool grind. Buy formula. That, you know, you can use your imagination on that one, but like wifey didn't want to use formula, but like sometimes you just have no choice, you know. Sometimes you. My first daughter was breastfed for like a long time. Second one, not as long as ideal, but yeah, it's actually like better to breastfeed in terms of like economics too. Like it is way cheaper to breastfeed a baby than to get formula. Dude, formula is $80, I swear. You roast your coffee yourself? I do have a roasting setup. I do. I have a home roasting setup, and I do roast. Like when I do local events, I'll use some of the coffee that I roasted myself. But if you guys were to order coffee right now, I'm not roasting that. We have a roasting facility in Oregon, so it gets roasted in Bend, Oregon, out in the sticks in Oregon, and gets roasted fresh to order. So if you bought one box, that small amount would be roasted like in response to your order, and it would be pick, packed, and shipped out to you from Oregon. Yo, Kargoz, longtime fan. Billsy, Georgia, sending best wishes to your family. Jokes, thanks. First time in the chat, welcome, bro. Actually, a decent amount of people in here. I didn't really look at the viewer count. I'm at 250. We got a little host from Can Beast. That's pretty good, dude. That's pretty good for being a fucking washed up ancient old history of WoW. That's actually pretty good, man. I appreciate it, guys. 250 on Twitch, and yeah, like 50, so like 300. Man, okay. All right. Appreciate it. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Are you in Westwall for the vibes? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much here for the vibes. You're right. We're actually doing nothing here. You are right about that. What else can we do though? Is there anything? Oh no, we got oil. Oh yeah, we got oil, dude. Oh yeah, that's why we're here. No, we're min-maxing, man. We need to get our flasks of oil, and we just obtained all 5. So we're chilling. Get some slumber sands. Yeah, I killed a dust devil. No luck though. Yeah, we are in Westwall for the vibes. Good to see you, CDK. What home roaster do you use? I use a drum roaster off Amazon. It's got a Chinese name to it. I think it's Ellie or something like that. But it can do 10 pounds at a time, and it's got a little DC motor on it. So I have a little like propane setup. It's like a big propane like burner, and yeah, I can do 10 pounds at a time. But it doesn't have all the insane controls that you get from like the kind of like prosumer little home roasters that do the air roasting. But I need to be able to do stuff at a little more scale. Let's see, Kargoz. Oh, what's up, Maraku? Okay, let's see. The 5 tracker. Is this on a private server? No, man. This is Anniversary Realms. Oh, bro, you look good. No Diddy. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It may look good, but I'm not in good shape. Not in good shape at all. So no Diddy. Is that like the new way of saying like no homo? Hopefully no one takes offense to that. I'm just saying like that was an expression that was widely used growing up. as a 90s baby in the early 2000s in middle school. A phrase that was exchanged quite frequently with another. And that's a really nice shirt, no homo. He did he. It's so good drinking it right now. More never get a good light roaster. Love you, girls. Ooh, I'm sensing a little bit of a coffee nerd in the house. What's up, Citra Mosaic? Yeah, man, I'm all about the light roasts now too, and it's so funny, man. I remember the start of this coffee journey, not even too long ago, just saying like, yeah, I actually prefer the dark roasts. It's really what I'm looking for, that French roast, that like that dark, like deep, like smoky taste. The chocolate, the toffee. I mean, I still can drink the dark roast, but people were so right, man. You do kind of just like naturally start wanting to drink lighter and lighter roast coffee, and now it's pretty much all I drink. When I drink the dark roast stuff, it just tastes kind of like burned. And it's still decent, but it just feels like it's lacking flavor. It feels like one-dimensional. Does that make sense? Like you just get a latte at like a normal latte at Starbucks or one of those cafes, and it just tastes very one-dimensional. Where the good thing about the light roasts is it has a lot of just like cool flavors in it, and you might get freaked out by the idea that, you know, people say like, oh, like you can taste all like the, you know, citrus or the lemon, or it's like very light bodied. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, that doesn't sound very good for a coffee. But if you're a milk drink enjoyer, you know, like if you drink lattes and caps and stuff like that, the way the milk interacts with light roast, it's honestly really good. Like, just there's so much flavor to it. Just try it. Just trust me. Like, even if you don't think you like drinking light roast coffee, just, you know, it's a little bit harder to like get it dialed in with the, you know, with your grinder and your espresso machine, but try it, man. Making some milk drinks. Did hardcore become everything you wanted / hoped it to be? Was your vision actualized? That's a great question. I appreciate those questions. Stream pumping. Let me take a deep breath. Did hardcore become everything you wanted / hoped it would be? Thinking. What did I hope? Honestly, yes. You know why though? They fixed the griefing. You might be thinking to yourself, oh my god, Kargoz, here he goes with the griefing again. I'm so fucking happy. So fucking happy. I can't even express it in words how fucking happy I have to literally curse that they fixed the griefing. My fucking lord, I can't even articulate in words to you how that, because they did that and they created hardcore without griefing, to me, they did the best job ever. That shit was so supremely toxic, so fucked up, and I didn't want to say it at the time because it would piss. It was literally like very inflammatory at the time, and the griefers like got really super tilted when people would call them like school shooters and stuff like that, and like give the school shooter vibes. Like they would just like become totally fucking unhinged and start like making videos and stuff like crazy, being like, oh, I can't believe this guy compared me to a school shooter. What a fucking nerd, blah blah blah. But if I'm gonna be honest, dude, it really was school shooter vibes. And maybe that's a bit dramatic to say. It's just the truth. It was just weirdo, psycho, fucking degenerate behavior. What the shit that they were doing, bro? Like, it's basically like the people that were playing hardcore on Bloodsail back when this wasn't a official game mode. You have to realize this is different. Like, it was not official. It was just a community thing that people were trying to do. And fundamentally, the challenge is kind of like a solo challenge. People are not trying to like step on each other's shoes Sure, there's some banter, some drama, whatever. People are fighting for tags, or people get each other killed accidentally, whatever. But people are kind of role-playing. That's really what it comes down to. Like, you're convincing people to give something a shot in good faith. Let me try to play the game differently in good faith. This seems pretty interesting. Oh, they have all these cool tools. Like, oh, this is so cool. Like, people are so nice. Like, you know, we're trying to get people interested in playing the game in like a new, unique, fun way, like their favorite game of all time, most likely, and giving it a shot and like feeling attached to their character, playing the game differently. And you just had these people that like were literally just getting their fucking rocks off, getting their jollies off, laughing in a Discord together, just griefing these people. And there are some real bad spots, man. Like really, really bad spots. Like when Infernals, you could just drop an Infernal and kill someone and there's nothing you could do. That was so fucked, man. That was so disgustingly fucked, and it took Blizzard way too long to fix that shit, bro. And there's more. Like there's way more shit than that too, bro. Like there's so much like different like griefing things. Like so much. The Infernals were just like absolutely fucked. And they ended up ultimately fixing it, and I want to believe that everybody that got griefed, and if you know type of 1, if you got griefed at playing hardcore before hardcore servers, like all of you that got griefed on Bloodsail and all that shit, I want to believe that you getting griefed and all that and all those reports we were sending out and all that type of shit, it led to them being able to get all that stuff fixed up before real hardcore servers. You know, they were able to fix all that, and I had long talks with them. Tactics had long talks with them. We had a long document where we just put every single griefing method that we had ever seen down in there, and all the nuances and tricks with everything, all the little engineering gadgets and gizmos to the greatest detail in there. And they're able to take that sheet and look at it and get stuff fixed. And when I was talking with Blizzard, dude, before hardcore server was out, and they were asking me like, what's on the wish list, what's important to you, at the top of the list, bro, like I would drive it home. Like, I don't care about that much in general. Like, it's chill, in terms of, what content's gated, if AQ is going to be there or not going to be there or whatever, right? The one thing I do give a fuck about is the griefing. Please, God, fix this shit so people can't be degenerate assholes to each other. And they did. So when you ask me, is hardcore everything that I wished it would be? Yes, because I actually do believe in my heart of hearts that the griefers ended up just losing that whole altercation at the end of the day. Because as the servers actually became official and pushed out, all that stuff was gone. Permanently. Never again. Put to bed. But for a lot of people, it like tarnished hardcore for them big time. Dark Iron Unlimited leash griefing. And that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. When I talk to even a lot of the other OGs in hardcore, like Winky and Grays and some of the people that were there from the start, kind of low-key breaks my heart when I hear most of them say that they thought appeals were a mistake. That they thought, oh, you should just let the griefers run wild. Like, oh, that was a mistake. That was all cringe. Even, I can see both sides of the spectrum with a lot of things, man. Like, I'm not like a know-it-all. Like, I'm honestly like wrong a lot of the times. Like, I don't always have the best call or the best takes. But that is one thing that I really have never wavered on for even 1 second of my life. The idea of the appeals. And the idea that we like went to bat for all of our players in hardcore. That if they got griefed, it wasn't just like, well, fuck you, go next, sorry, like the guy just literally like kited a fucking mountain giant on top of you, like dropped an infernal on you, that we actually put in massive effort, briefed our own time to try to like, I don't know, make the situation better for people, to make people feel like they didn't take an L, like they didn't just get like, aggressed on and without any, recourse. Like, essentially just trying to like protect the players a bit, like, from all this degeneracy. I don't regret it for even 1 second. It was the right call then, it'd be the right call now. appeals are 100% good. Mainly for the griefing, like, you know, you can make a case maybe for the other stuff, you know, maybe it wasn't as important, but for the griefing, it was 100% the right call. I don't know, man. The DC appeals are fine. That shit just got way out of hand, though. Yeah. I mean, you guys saw what happened with Deviant Delay, right? How fast something can crumble when it's community made. You guys saw what happened with Deviant Delay, right? Deviant Delay. You saw the lifespan of Deviant Delay. How fast it crumbled, right? Think about how long we kept the lights on with hardcore. How long? Years. Years. Like, years and years of it not crumbling. You know? And I'm not even taking much credit for that, honestly. It's mainly the fucking mods in there. Like, I didn't do that much manual labor reviewing all the, you know, death clips and appeals and stuff. I didn't really do much appeals at all. What I did do is I did a lot of anti-griefing stuff. I genuinely believe out of every single human being, there's a couple that come to mind too that like really also were all about it too. But I did the most I possibly could to try to stop the griefing. I really do believe that. I don't think anyone else did as much. I literally tried to insert myself in every single situation possible and try to fucking bulwark that shit. And it ended up fucking me over. But that's honestly my main contribution to hardcore. Wasn't even the idea of like starting it or anything like that. I believe my main contribution to hardcore was doing my absolute best to like stop like the griefing. That's where I feel like I moved the needle the most with it. But yeah, you saw how fast DB crumbled, and hardcore was like going for years and years with people poking at the rule set, trying to think, you know, calling it cringe, trying to destroy it, trying to, you know, tear it down in some way, shape, or form. Drama instigators, usurpers of all shapes and sizes. But hardcore like stayed afloat for years and years, and it grew and it shrank and it grew and it shrank, but it ultimately, like, you know, I want to believe that we like, the ship was literally like, the hull was breached. There was holes all throughout the ship. Water was like pouring in from every direction into the ship that was the hardcore like infrastructure. There was fucking moles and rats everywhere and griefers, and it was just a fucking mess. But we hung in there long enough until official came out. Yes, we did. It literally just hung in there until official came out, and then it was a wrap. And then that hardcore server and Discord, all that was like basically useless at that point. It was put to bed. Pretty sure I saw your Dwarf Hunter, Merc, or Rogue camping Goldtooth Griefs. Oh yeah, dude, that was my life all day, every day, man. No urge. Like, I literally, anytime I had free time, I would be out there. Not like, I should have been streaming. I should have been playing hardcore, but it sucked the joy out of hardcore for me. The thing that I did, you know, help push. Like, these basically like just asshole people who are just like dead set on just like ruining people's day and ruining people's run and all this. It really like derailed me from enjoying it. So I did my best to try to, like, you know, to counter fuck with them and, like, you know, go to bat for the community. Do you think DD was part of the reason we have anniversary servers, though? Yeah, I do. I think so. Is that main character syndrome? Maybe. But I think so, man. We had a bit. We did get some momentum going with DD, right? Yeah, like, I'm not a big channel. Graze is not a big channel. But we've always been able to make waves in the vanilla community, even being small. We always were able to make waves. We're always able to kind of like set trends or create projects that people would actually want to do, even though we were small. And I want to believe that even though we were small and all of our viewership combined is probably not even like one Soda Poppin' or one Zaryu or whatever, we did have the world watching for a bit there with DD. You know, the dev team of Blizzard was watching the big world PvP events we were doing. The server was growing and it was working and it was awesome. But yeah, and I think that I want to believe that was you know, that was part of Blizzard's you know, thought process and wanting to get anniversary realms out there. That they were seeing the demand for a vanilla rerun build, you know. But I want to give most of the credit to that, in my opinion, is due. It's honestly as simple as just saying it's so poppin'. It's literally this OnlyFans shit. That I want to say DD was like 10% or 15% of their decision to do anniversary realms. Whether you believe me or not, I don't really care. I stand nothing to gain. But I'm pretty much just telling you as a fact. Like, the reason why they did anniversary realms, they painted it with a nice, like, it wasn't even supposed to be called anniversary realms, bro. Like, and calling it anniversary realms was like not icing on the cake. It's like a thin veneer. It's like a thin facade that this is like just the 20th year anniversary. We might as well run it back for the greater good of the community, and it's like all nostalgic and looking like, you know, nah, bro. Like, big content creators wanted to come together and run afresh. And it was absolutely the right call. There's nothing even bad about it, honestly. That's, you know, maybe Blizzard would just admit that that was what it was. Because that is what it was. But was it a smart business decision? Absolutely. This is literally the most amazing thing that could have ever happened to Vanilla WoW, is OnlyFans. To be honest. Because this game is dying. I love this game. I love it to death. I'll probably be playing it on and off when I'm an old ass man, just for, like, you know, get a little taste of the sights and sounds, you know. But it's a game that will have less and less players with each year. It's shrinking and dying and becoming more and more stale. And for all of us that have played it for so long, it's becoming more and more uninteresting. We can't help it. We look for reasons to play. We sandbox the hell out of the game. We're literally fucking like fishing up boxes and like coping so hard that the gear is awesome. Like, you know, we want reasons to play this game, but we've just played the hell out of it. We've beaten it to a bloody pulp. And with each passing year, there's less people. And, you know, the desire to sweat and degen and play Vanilla WoW, is it even there anymore? I don't know. Maybe to limited capacity. Most of us have, like, you know, we've already had that chip on the shoulder and went through the motions summer 2019, or we played a few private servers where, like, you know, you're playing this game now for community and for the vibes. It's not really to sweat and to prove yourself. Could be wrong, but that's my take on it right now. So to tie this all back in, you know, OnlyFans is huge and really good for the game because it's bringing in non-endemic people that, like, weren't really part of Classic, that are following totally non-endemic streamers in different categories that are just and a younger audience too, right? Like Zoomers and shit that are watching. I couldn't even tell you who are some of the big streamers in OnlyFans, like some of the girls and stuff, like the hot girls and all this. I don't know their names, but like there's got to be some of them, right? Like people just watch them. They're general Twitch, you know, big Twitch streamers, like getting all these people making Vanilla WoW sexy, getting it back out there. Like, I mean, I talked about this on one of my past streams, and I don't know if it still is the case. And you can call me a hating ass bitch, but it's fine. It made me so happy to know that Vanilla WoW had way more viewers than Retail WoW in 2024. That this OnlyFans thing was popping off. That, you know, they have, you know, AWC or whatever they call the Retail WoW, like World Championship or Arena or Mythic Dungeon Invitational, you know, popping off. That's where all their ad dollars are going to. That's where all the development budget's going to. It's new, it's shiny, but it's dog shit. And Vanilla WoW, sorry, it's harsh, but I'm just, you know, I'm just a boomer, man, so excuse me, but like, it makes me happy that Vanilla was able to like have more viewers and more people were locked in to this old game, watching that than watching, you know, watching that stuff. Oh, 100k today watching them do MC absolutely bonkers. That's what I'm saying, dude. So love him or hate him, Now at this point, if you ask me about my Mount Rushmore for classic WoW, Soda Poppin' is on that for me now. And I don't even know the guy. I don't even know if he knows I exist or who I am or anything like that. I actually think Soda Poppin' is undeniably on the Mount Rushmore for classic WoW. And mainly his contribution. People were saying that pre-classic WoW, like, you know, launch, he was saying on stream, oh, I'm playing Nost off stream, blah, 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 and that was moving the needle. Maybe so. Maybe so. I know the devs had, like, an eye and an ear to, like, S-Fan. Maybe it was the same thing with Soda Poppin' as well. But his main contribution to classic WoW is OnlyFangs. Because without OnlyFangs, where is Vanilla right now? Where is it? I think it's dead, bro. I think it actually died. I think it might have actually died. And everyone's, you know, definition of dead is going to be different, right? But where would we be? Season of Discovery and that's it, right? Season of Discovery and then era like Mancrick and what's the other one? The other big era server. That's where we're at, you know. Maybe DD would be popping still because that, I mean, or kind of, but. And I think it's possible that Vanilla could basically be, for all intents and purposes, on life support or dead. But instead of being on life support or dead, it's now at the forefront again, and there's been like a gigantic like rejuvenation because of OnlyFangs. And hundreds of thousands of people watching Vanilla WoW. It kind of blows my mind. Like, why are they watching Vanilla WoW? Am I just cooked in the brain? Like, we've played this game so much. Like, I'm in Westfall killing Defias Highwaymen. Like, how is this even fun to watch? Is it just the sound? It's probably just the music, right? Like, it blows my mind that 100,000 people can watch them go on MC and kill Lucifron. Is the banter that good? Like, you know, I want to, like, suspend reality and be like, this is entertaining, but it's just not. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I don't know. Like, it's... Maybe it's just new players, though, right? Maybe it's just new players that have never done it. Like, is there that many people that maybe they just never played Classic, they never played Vanilla, and, like, to them it's like, it actually is exciting? I think it's new to a lot of people, and the HC stakes make good content. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think I'm kind of cooked, because the HC stakes have, you know, that entire parabola of hype has already run its course for me. Like, I've gone through it all, and, like, and pretty much... you know, to the point where I can't even take the game mode seriously anymore. I'm playing hardcore right now, but I'm not actually respecting the game mode right now. I'm doing dumb shit. I'm not really playing with a purpose. I'm not really locked in. I'm not like when I was playing Iron Lad. When I was playing Iron Lad way back in the day, I'm saving every potion. I'm theory crafting. We're thinking about where the vendors are. We're super locked in. We're super immersed. We're having a great time. We're playing the video game. Now I feel like I'm just, you know, I'm pressing buttons on a PowerPoint slide. Like, I have this, like, the 6th hunter I've leveled in on hardcore. Like, you know, just, yeah. I don't, does that make sense? Like, but for some people, maybe it's a new game, and, you know, it is really entertaining. I'm not sure. RP of the players has been the shit this time around. I love Savik's RP of the old shaman work. Yeah, I see. Why do you love it, Kargoz? Why do I love Vanilla? Why do I love Vanilla? I mean, I could talk to you definitely about that, bro. Like, it's just, it's not a game, it's the game. It is literally the game of my life. You know, Halo's up there and stuff too, but it's the game. It's like, it is the video game for me. The mechanics of it, like, it's just home, you know. When it comes to video games, it's literally home base. And it's mainly though the, like, the leveling and the music and the ambience and all of that actually is, like, probably the most of the appeal for it for me. I think I can play, I don't know if you guys are in the same boat, I could probably play Vanilla WoW longer without burning out. If I'm just playing by myself, leveling up, or maybe just with a couple friends, leveling up, like, kind of casually, doing that, then playing, like, hardcore, like, or DGen, like, you know, sweating and in Discord all the time. Like, you start like DRing in your brain like faster when you start talking with other people. It like takes you out of the immersion a little bit. You're, you know, Overlord Musk. I wonder if that's Big Musk. There's nowhere. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is, bro. Like, it's, why do I love this? It's just this, like, it's just being in the Barrens, killing Quillor, getting purple stuff, hearing the noises. You know, everything is very satisfying, like Copper, Pin, East Bloom, Briarthorn. It's just home, man. And if I'm extremely stressed out, or like high anxiety, whatever, it actually is a good source of like
What you looking for?
decompression for me. I mean, there's times when I was in the military too. Like, it's kind of corny, but like, you know, like you're literally like in a muddy foxhole, like spooning another man, cuddling with him for warmth, and it's fucking raining on you, and you're just like not enjoying yourself, and you like are just. I mean, I remember, you know, being in that exact position and just being like, dude, I wish I was in the Barrens right now, just leveling. Oh my god, this sucks so much right now. Like those thoughts are going in my mind. Like, I wish I could just get like a cup of coffee and like a Snickers bar and just like be leveling, playing WoW.
Spirits be with you.
Christian is so strong, our brain can associate in the classic WoW so well. I mean, Greater Raybeth. Games are so bad now that let's come back to WoW. Stream was lovely. No problem, Menno. Getting out now, Menno. I think it's just the best game ever made, honestly, but that's just me. Wait, do you guys feel me though? Like, can you actually chime in here? Like, what's your thought process on this game? Like, is it just me? Like, when you play this game, you're still having like a lot of fun, like you're locked in, like you're immersed, like with all the talents and all that, or are you like in the same boat as me where it can't, it like just doesn't hit anymore, man? You just played it too much. I love this game, I know I do, but like, how do you make it hit? You know, how do you get into it? How are you like immersed? How do you? Maybe you just, I have to be away from the game for even longer. You know, it's still fun right now. It's still a fun game for me to play. Like, it's the anxiety reducer. Personal goal. Switched up classes that I didn't play in Classic. It's fun. Leveling through the starting zones. Leveling WoW Classic forever. I mean, I say all this, and I was actually saying the same points I'm saying now during DD. Remember when I kind of came back for a little bit for DD? Like, I had like a couple months of being consistent for DD. I started saying the same stuff like what I'm saying now, but I did get into my DD character. Like, I actually did get into that somehow. It was really fun. Like, I was locked in again for a period of time, but it ended kind of fast though at the same time, you know. Ended kind of fast too. I played retail for a while a few months ago, and that made vanilla feel good to play again. Yeah. I'm trying to think right now. What would be really fun right now for me in vanilla, me personally, me selfishly? What could actually, you know, it would have to be something like this. It would have to be like a new private server that had old school private server vibes, 1x, Blizz-like, all this type of stuff, and Blizzard allowed you to stream it, and it was like a watershed moment where Blizzard was relaxing its policy and like you were able to stream private servers. And you know, there's a good management team in place, like, for the server. They're bringing a lot of OGs back to come play. There's a lot of hype. Cool server name. Launching during a really good time, like maybe summer. You know, and it's all called something cool, like Black Rock or something like that. Black Rock PvP, 1x, like, just everything. Like, you're kind of like dream setup for a server. Like, it had to be something like that, you know? Like, where do we even go from here? So much has been done. Like, what we have is amazing right now with the classic ecosystem. My understanding of it is, you know, this is an annual server, which I always wanted, and then it graduates into TBC, and then this will reset vanilla after the year. Because that's always what I wanted, you know, and we have that now. But, yeah, I don't know. Just trying to think of what would actually get my brain, like, excited. Or you know what it would be, actually? It would be a graphical overhaul. But somehow done in a way where it's just everything you always dreamed of. Just the emphasis is on the art. It still feels like home. It feels like vanilla. It's not jarringly different. It hasn't been like Gears of War-ified, you know what I mean? Where things like textures look just off. I mean, I still like the look of Gears of War, but like, imagine they redid vanilla, the zones, and they made the game look amazing. Like, it's buttery smooth. It's fun to play. Like, you know, everything is good. Like, no lag. You know, good frame rate, all that. But the zones are maybe bigger. But it's the same layout, but bigger and beautiful. And it looks gorgeous up to a standard in 2025 that it's like head-turningly gorgeous. But it still somehow looks like vanilla WoW. That might be impossible to achieve. But it'd be something like that, you know? And that's why that Turtle WoW, whatever happened with that, guys? Did Turtle WoW end up doing it? I'm about to log out right now and play Turtle WoW. Turtle WoW, they were supposed to do that, right? and I've been gone for a long enough time. I feel like it must be out now. Did they straight up like rehaul vanilla? Real Classic Plus from Blizzard? Nah, dude, I think I'm too boomed out to enjoy that. Like, literally, I think, like, I don't know. I don't know if I want that. Like, vanilla WoW is kind of a perfect game already in terms of like the content and all the raids and stuff. I don't actually know if I'd want another raid. As weird as that is, like, isn't there a Scarlet raid out right now for Season of Discovery? I'm kind of like just like happy to play with I know and understand. You're gonna do it in Unreal Engine? Yeah, that was the plan. They were gonna do it in Unreal Engine for Turtle WoW. I don't know if it ever happened. But like when I was doing Deviate Delight, it was 6 months ago or wherever that was. I don't even know how long it was. You know, that trailer came out and then it got like copyright struck. And they said it was coming, you know? Who was on the HC Mount Rushmore? HC Mount Rushmore. Like that question. Who did the most for hardcore? Most. Gotta think. I gotta think. Who did the most for hardcore? Graze is on there. Sure. That's not something I just say off the top of the head. Like, that's something that I've actually thought about a lot. And the reason why is that Graze has kind of got like a silly little brother vibe. And that vibe is true. Like, he is kind of like that. But so many of the good ideas in hardcore somehow came from Graze for Days. He didn't have the final form fleshed out version of it, but his original thought is what started the chain reaction that made it possible. Does that make sense? Like, hardcore raiding started because of Graze for Days. I firmly believe that. All because Graze had a weirdo idea of wanting to do hardcore raiding but deleting gear instead of dying and deleting. He was so motivated that he was about to do it. He was looking for the blessing of everyone to be like, yo, can I do this? Can I start this? I'm doing this, man. Like, this is literally happening. I'm super hyped up right now. We're going to do hardcore raiding, but if you die, you just delete gear instead of deleting your character, and then it's going to open up raiding as a possibility. And then, you know, myself and Tactics and a lot of the mods got together and we're like, no, dude, no fucking shot. Like, that's not it. Like, you have to go eat. Like, and then it led to the discussion of like, no, but there's no way that's possible though, right? Like there's no way you can actually raid and that insane with it. And then, you know, one thing led to another, and it ended up Ampy played a big role in it too. Like, it's Ampy and Grace is on there for me. I don't know how many slots are on Mount Rushmore, but for sure Ampy, I could talk for like an hour straight about all the stuff Ampy did. And I will talk a little bit on it as well. But a lot of the great ideas. The dungeon drafts, Gray's idea. I give credit where credit's due. Dungeon drafts, fire idea. Phenomenal idea. Right? Super good idea. Probably still be fun right now. If you started doing dungeon drafts again, who's playing? I bet you so many people would. That was actually such a bright moment for Classic WoW that it had such a good community feel, and it felt like a pickleball league or something to me. Like, it was really good. It was golden. That content, if you don't know what a dungeon draft is, it's something you can do on a weekend, like just like it's a pickleball tournament or something, or like a tennis tournament or whatever. Like, it's a little bit casual. Anybody can play. It's accessible. You sign up, you level for a couple hours, and then you get drafted into a dungeon team. You race each other, and there's a prize pool. You know, and it's like one life hardcore. You know, there's death clips, there's drama, there's, you know, there's champions that you follow along on their journey and their runs. Super fun, repeatable. It doesn't have much of a diminishing return on it, actually. Like, it's still super fun even if you were to do it every week. Genius concept. Razor Days. And those dungeon drafts led to Hardcore All-Stars. So, like, Grace doesn't have the ultimate vision for stuff, but he has the initial idea that starts a chain reaction that creates, like, a crazy big thing. And then also, Grace was there from the very start, right? Like, he had very small reach, like very few viewers, like just a couple, and he had his YouTube channel, and he like was all in on hardcore. And I want to believe that like his enthusiasm and him being my kind of like right hand man with hardcore, and like us being able to like bounce ideas off each other, that shit really kept me motivated. And like we did duo leveling together, and I want to believe that that kind of vibe we had was like kind of infectious too, right? And we'd get more people involved and wanting them to try it and stuff like that. You know, Ray is this younger guy too, like, you know, people, there was like a stereotype or you know, there's a perception that hardcore was for like just, you know, boomer WoW players who are all clicking and backpedaling and just like absolutely dog shit at the game, and like there's just no idea what's going on, and like just dying in noob ways. And, you know, Grace is a younger dude, and he has kind of like zoomer energy a little bit, and that's kind of good, getting that like young blood in the scene, right? And like kind of the same thing with Ampy, dude. Like, people like Ampy, who already at the time going into Summer 2019 Classic was known as a very high level player, you know, seasoned vanilla WoW player, speedrunner, one of the best speedrunners to ever touch the game. You know, Grizzly Andy, you know, just known dude, right? Like in the scene, and actually had the skills to back it all up and stuff like that. Very knowledgeable, and he played in our tournaments. So back in the early days of hardcore, when we're just like a fledgling little org or whatever, and people aren't really taking us seriously and think it's like a meme, getting some of these people that have reach, that have some respect in the community, to come play in the tournaments allowed us to put on a good show, right? So people would tune into our hardcore cups, and no, the people playing hardcore aren't washed up boomers that are clicking and all this like this. Actually, they're doing 6 hours to 20, you know? Actually, they're doing crazy tricks where they're like almost glitching out of the map and doing cool skips and like kiting mobs across the zone, and doing different lines of like, you know, questing and stuff that like people hadn't seen before, you know, just to like min-max the XP within a certain time. You know, I'll never forget some of the duo cups. The first duo cup we did was like sick, right? And like they were doing quests. It was him and Dax, Ampy and Dax. It was like his, maybe like Grizzly Buddy or something like that from Stalag, or, you know, they were in like Ashenvale, doing Ashenvale Hunt at like 18, and everything is red and skull, and like just dancing around skull mobs, kiting shit like all over the place. They glitched out of the Duratar starting zone by jumping on the cactus apples and like getting out of the map, you know, crazy tech, stuff like that. So I mean, that's just one small contribution to Ampy, right? But like, then he was the first dude to really start thinking about one life rating. You know, like Grace kind of planted the seed a little bit before Amp, but you know, Amp had in his title like, you know, one life raid dreamer, and you know, in order for people to like believe that it was possible, you were gonna need somebody like really good at the game and knowledgeable and like balanced and stable, and that's gonna be able to like, you know, steer the ship. And Ever since the beginning of it, no one had ever had an issue with Omp. Everyone just like knew that like this, if it was going to be possible, you know, Ompy raid looting would be a really good way to go. You know, so for me, like, let's say that there's 5 slots on Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna take one of those slots. I mean, main character syndrome or not, I just believe it's just a fact. And then Ompy race. What do you think? So if we have 2 more slots for hardcore, who did the most? Who legitimized the game mode the most? Who did the most for hardcore? Can you put Blizzard employees on it? Because it's a grind. I mean, he got tuned into hardcore way later. Not super late to the point where, like, you know, like, he was playing hardcore low-key for a while. But I'm still talking, like, when he started playing hardcore, the add-on was already out. So, to me, that's a contemporary hardcore player, because we'd been playing hardcore since early 2020. Classic wasn't even, like, really fully developed. It was BWL patch when we started playing hardcore. That's wild. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's just a grind. The contribution to hardcore. Like, the guy had enough stripes at Blizzard, had enough seniority at Blizzard. He has this kind of like rebellious aspect to him, where like he has an appetite for risk. And he's a believer, he's a dreamer, and it was not a surefire thing, hardcore. Like, whether you believe me or not, is what it is. Feel free to not believe me. Don't really care. Like, it was highly unlikely that Blizzard would say yes and greenlight a hardcore project. Highly unlikely. I'm talking about, like, sub 5% chance that they would say yes. And the main reasons why is that Blizzard, they were getting a lot of shit for cannibalizing their own player base across too many projects, because they had just done SOM at the same time as like TBC or something, right? It was something like that. And there was like a, you know, a culture and a vibe of like, yo, we can't just be doing all these different projects in like a vanilla or classic environment. Like, it's just, this is like really bad for the game. We're just like cannibalizing, like griefing our projects by like spreading the player base and all this. So, you know, and not enough time had elapsed for them to really want to do like a full-on straight up, like, you know, vanilla re-release. So, you know, whether you believe me or not, like, when that dude hit me up and started asking questions and starting to collect data, I mean, it was a shot in hell of getting it like done, right? Somehow he did it. I wasn't privy to all the inner workings and all the conversations, but, you know, we get together and, you know, ask for certain things, and we get data, get this data, get that data, and do this, do that, and he somehow fucking miraculously finessed it. And hardcore is a big success for Blizzard. I think that they thought it was a really good idea, right? And yeah, he takes all the credit, but he should take all the credit. He literally should take all the credit, because he got it done. He literally got it done. And honestly, you're not allowed to not like a grind. I don't care what he did to you. I don't care what he did to you. If you fuck with me, you're not allowed to not like a grind, because he made hardcore, and he made hardcore without griefing. Bro, he made hardcore servers and there's no griefing on them. He gets permanent diplomatic immunity to anything, bro. He can literally, like, you know, I don't know, like, he could literally go completely unhinged and start saying vanilla WoW is a horrible game and that Mists of Pandaria is way better and all this, and he's still forever goated in my mind, because he made hardcore without griefing. Brandon the Real One, but I can't forgive him for buffing Ret Pal and Ferals and Watluka. I mean, that's all small potatoes, man. He made hardcore WoW with no griefing. And if you know, you know how big of a deal that is. It is just so good that he did that. They actually got it right. For once, Blizzard didn't just take, you know, kind of like do it half-assed or whatever. Like they over-engineered the hardcore servers. They actually did a lot of custom stuff to the hardcore servers. They collected a lot of data and a lot of feedback, and there were ways to do it that would be, you know, easier and a path of less resistance. But they opted to take the harder route and make it really good. They did a really good job with the hardcore servers. Name one thing they did. What do you mean? Like the custom stuff they did? And just the griefing, just the anti-griefing tech that they put in would be a 10-page Google Doc. No joke. 10 pages. 10 pages of just anti-grief technology they put in. If you think of all the weird little engineering items and you know, specific mobs that had like broken leashes and, you know, interactions between things. Kargoz, do you have a hypothetical age you told yourself you'd stop gaming, or is someone never old enough? We grinding to 100, boys? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I think, like, you can game your whole life. I think you can do so with a full heart. You know, like, you know, when we're playing games and we're like 80 years old, like, I think that's totally fine. But I think, like, full-time gaming, degen gaming, I do think there's a time limit for that. Like, it does start feeling a little cringe, bro. At some point, like, you're like, what am I doing? Like, the opportunity cost of this is just too high. Like, what am I, like... You feel like you're not growing up. You know what I mean? And maybe that's just an insecurity or whatever, and in reality it's case or whatever, but... You know... For me... I'm there right now. Like, I don't think I should ever degen game, like, ever, like, just like should, unless I really got it like that, and like my family is super well taken care of, and you just like have amazing wealth, and you're just like permanently set up, and you just have all the time in the world to pursue what you like to do, and like that's just what you want to do. Then that's a different case. And some people might be in that situation, right? You're just like crypto gazillionaires and you're chilling. But you know, if you're not there and you're still trying to build that wealth up and you're still trying to build your empire and stuff like that, bro, you can't be degen gaming. Like, honestly, like once you turn like, let's say like 30, at the absolute maximum, bro, 34. You're still degen gaming, like full-time degen, like, you know, Taco Bell 2 a.m. gaming all night. Like, it's time to move on, man. And then you come back to it. You don't have to like be weird about it and say like, oh, I'm quitting WoW forever. You come back to it once you've built your empire and you're chilling. But like, you know, some people would even say honestly earlier than that, like probably 30.
Strength.
Retirement gaming, hell yeah. I don't even know how you can do it with kids. Yeah, I mean, I don't, dude. I haven't been streaming much. I haven't been doing much. I mean, I could do it with the kids though, but it's really, for me now, it's starting a business and also having kids. That is, I've started many businesses over the years, right? And I've had lots of failures and a couple ones that were successful. What's up, Sleeping Pixel? Good to see you. But starting a business with kids is like different gravy. Like that's something I'm not used to, because pretty much your uptime in the day is way less. Like, because you have the nighttime ritual where you're bathing them and putting them to sleep. That's already just eating up a ton of time. And the dinner ritual, right? So the kids have to eat dinner and they take forever to eat. And then you have to read them a story or whatever, give them a bath. And then, you know, you have the morning time ritual with breakfast and taking them to school. So just between those two things, you have shaved off probably like 5 hours of uptime that normally, if you didn't have kids, would 100% of that would be like just towards your like business efforts. And like it adds up. Like, you know, you pretty much, you get to the end of the day and you're like, dude, I like just was not able to accomplish much. Like, oh my god, this is not good. So you're fighting to just stay afloat. Where am I going? 21. Go to Canteen now.
For the Horde.
Canteen? Or Canteen? Canteen. Yeah, I get the point, Kargoz, but I had such a rough patch last year that the fresh really helped me. Do I overplay it? Yes, but I don't know what else to do right now. Everything's
Be seeing you.
I mean, if you got it like that, bro, and you got it like that, then you got it like that. You know if you got it like that. Like, if you work a nice, comfy remote job, you get paid a nice 6-figure salary, and like, you got your benefits, and you're chilling. Like, bro, I'm envious. Like, good for you, man. You just did it. Like, and you can chill. Like, maybe you made certain choices in your life. You don't have kids. You're happy with that decision. Maybe you're single, whatever. Like, you know if you got it like that. Literally feeding my 5-month-old right now. I think it's just because we don't have older people that grew up with gaming. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, if there was one game that was worth sinking all these hours into, and all these countless years of our life into, I'm glad it's this one, right? It's pretty much the best game if you had to choose a game for that. You know, in terms of the replayability and like the value of the knowledge and just all of it, right? Like community, everything. If you're gonna grief your life by allocating 25% of your lifespan to a game, this is the best game. I am a lawyer, actually. Made some savings, but I like it. Gotta go back to real life grind soon. Nice. Hey man, you're a lawyer. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's a beautiful thing, brother. Imagine being a lawyer and being a vanilla WoW Andy. It's cool, man. It's good. You're able to balance, like, being well adjusted and getting shit done and getting your credentials and licenses with vanilla WoW gamer. Yo, Duke of Earl subscribed with the Prime. Thank you very much, man. 5 months of support coming out from Duke of Earl. It's good to catch an early morning stream. Early morning, eh? Are you East Coast? Wait, holy shit, it's 2 a.m.? Oh my god, I'm cooked, man. It's 2 a.m. for me. Oh, I'm so good. Oh, I'm in. Okay. Let's go. We'll go a little bit. We'll go a little bit. We'll go a little bit more. A little bit more. Why am I not more tired? All the time we have to be up. My daughter wakes up because my wife is in New York right now, and my daughter probably wakes up at like 7. But once she wakes up, you know she's gonna wake me up. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, man. 300 people. 300 people. Can we do a little bot check? Can you type a 1 if you're an actual real life human being, not like robot? Okay. Alright. We got some actual human beings. Actually, that's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Middle of the night, like this, you think that most of you guys would just be asleep. Do you guys use vanilla WoW streams or anything as like a sleep aid? I've done that before. Like Twitch helps me sleep. I'll really put on like a VOD of like, Grays or something. No Diddy. And just like watch it. And, yeah, I'm the type of person that I have to have something playing. I have to have something playing for me to sleep. I can't be thinking about too much stuff. Getting caught up in my own thoughts. I have to distract my brain. Use your guides as a sleep aid. I couldn't sleep, so I'm going strat on sod. Sometimes I fall asleep to Halo music. Ooh. Halo music. Game with Greedo. What's up, Greedo? We were talking about HC defense and all that a little while ago. Greedo is another one that did a lot, man. You know, you did a lot, bro. Like, can you like confirm, Greedo, that like we were like, dude, that was a hard fucking chapter, man. That whole like HC defense chapter and all that. Like it was, and there wasn't many of us, dude. Like there was like 4 or 5 of us. It was like you, me, Reeves. And a few people would like just come in a little bit, to, like contribute a little bit, like K-Pora. And he ended up fucking over massively. I feel mixed feelings about that guy. That's what I'm saying, Greedo. Like that's why I'm so happy that Blizzard. They asked me earlier, was hardcore everything that they wanted it to be? Was the vision realized? I would say yes and then some. Yes and then some, because they literally fixed it. In my mind, they fixed it. Like, can I ask you guys an honest question? If we had the same level of griefing on Bloodsail, on official hardcore realms, yo, listen up. Give me your honest take. If you actually think I'm wrong, then just say I'm wrong. It's fine. I'm open to all criticism here. But this is what I genuinely believe. If we had the same level of griefing as we had on Bloodsail, on official hardcore realms, and let me explain to you some of what the griefing would be. MC capping humanoids. So like mid Frostbolt, I'm casting a Frostbolt. I'm gonna hit this, you know, Quill Boar, and while the projectile is midair, someone MC caps it, and it flags me, and they can just instantly kill me. 2, kiting guards over to your location and vanishing or whatever, and just basically leash transferring it to you and dying and getting 2-shotted by guards. Kiting mobs like Terramis and the big mountain giants over to flight path, so as soon as you touch down, you get 1-tapped. Dropping infernals on your head every hour and instantly killing you with no counterplay or anything like that. You know, Anvil Rage Overseers. The list goes on and on, right? All those things. If that was all there on hardcore launch, would hardcore be successful? Would there be people playing it right now? Or would it die out? I honestly think like the clips would be funny for a little bit, and people would actually think it's hilarious, and it would actually hit different. And like you know, people, even myself included, because the griefers were playing under fair terms and they had 1 life too, it would hit different, and it would be a lot more acceptable and respectable in a way if people were griefing. But I think like would kill the game mode, because this game just takes too long for you to level up. That like, you know, you get into the 40s or something and you die to some bullshit like that because somebody just like kites a guard over to you, so many people are not going again. If your character is that delicate where you can just get griefed and killed at any time, I actually think, and it's going to plant like a toxic seed in the community, that threat of getting griefed all the time, that people won't really be enjoying it as much. The casual audience that gets like attracted to hardcore right now, because you know that's what we're doing right now. I'm just a casual dad gamer and I'm playing some hardcore because this is like the best thing for me to do, instead of like, you know, attempting to play like multi-life, like, you know, sweat mode. I believe that it would not have been successful. It would have been very short-lived. It would not have been a successful project for Blizzard. They would be getting massive like complaints from people. So yeah, I think best thing ever.
Be safe.
Yeah, if the griefers target streamers stop playing and it dies. True. They're actually true. Actually true. Actually big true.
Go forth to victory.
This is not like a friendly game. Yeah, it's really easy to target someone if they're streaming and you want to grief them, right? And it really sucks the joy out of it. It'd be good for clip farming. Tiny Violin showed that, but the actual players would leave and it would die out if you ask. That's what I believe too. Clip farming is not going to build you a strong community of people who are like actually into the game mode for the right reasons. So maybe, you know, maybe Blizzard realized that, And it wasn't so much, you know, a grand going to bat to try to get every... maybe they just, like, realized that, like, it was super important to not have the griefing in. I mean, I do think something was lost, though, by not having the griefing in. Because there could have been a bunch of emergent gameplay around people on these hardcore realms, like, counter-griefing. And stopping the griefers that were doing all this shit. Because, you know, it's possible that it could have made the servers more successful, but I think it's a very small possibility. You know, someone is going to go into the hostile territory and flag themselves to kill lobies, dropping infernals on them or whatever, right? Like tagging guards. You know, they're opening themselves up to get killed. And unlike Bloodsail, the griefers would have one life, you know? So that could have been pretty fun emergent gameplay, going around and just, like, you know, role-playing as, like, the police force. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just, like, it was really good. Kargoz, since you're playing at 2:30 AM, what's your longest streak of non-stop playing? I would say... hours? No, I mean, I've had some well over 24 hours. I've had, like, 40 hours before. Rushes before, like we were talking about Zetka earlier on my video. I like just straight up did not sleep for server. Like I was just non-stop, like sleep. Even during like Road to Ragnaros, Grace and I would play for like 24, sleep a little bit, come back, play for 4. But yeah, it's, you feel like shit. Up here, a ground sound when they pop. Yeah, what's up, Keldare? What's up, man? Yeah, I remember you. Psalm, right? We played in the same Psalm guild, right? You're a paladin, I think, right? Let's see, bro. Psalm, the most underrated version of vanilla. Really enjoyed Psalm. Before I'll say it again. Maybe it was just the people I was playing with. I don't know, but Psalm was more fun to me than 2019 Classic. That's mainly my own fault though, because I kind of approached the game wrong. I really enjoyed Psalm though. First time ranking to 14, first time playing, you know, body type 1 human warrior. Just kind of experienced the other half of the Classic experience that I had like been missing playing Hunter so many times. I just said it really. Psalm doesn't get much appreciation. Never want to see XP boost like in Psalm. Psalm was tested to HC waters. Right, baby. Soul of Iron, baby. Soul of Iron. Have more fun in Psalm also. Yeah, I'll probably be ending the stream in the next couple minutes, so if you guys have any questions, any like spicy, hard-hitting questions, ask. I'm literally an open book. I will not turn down any questions. If you want to talk, if you want to tell Mary something, and I'll probably be winding down real soon. But I appreciate you guys very much hanging out with me. This is a great turnout, honestly. Over 300 people. That's not bad, man. Not bad. In YouTube, so. Would you do it all again? Define do it all again. Give me like one step further. Would I go back to play Starius all over again and do this whole... You're saying that? Probably. Fuck, man. Like, I actually like this. Probably not. That's, I know it's not what people want to hear. Probably not, dude. Probably not. I could do it, but it's sort of like that's grass is greener. Like, if I could have died, if I like, I love vanilla WoW. Don't get me wrong. That's true, bro. I love vanilla WoW, and there's some things I really appreciate about this whole experience. Classic. the main thing that crosses my mind now that I'm sort of out the game, not doing this so much, so it's pretty easy to feel. It's almost like you were out of the workforce for a while. Does that make sense? That feeling, having like a chip on your shoulder and playing, like catching up for lost time. And like, you know, I was still doing business and stuff while I was in WoW, but it's all the digital world. It's all WoW. It's all like its own thing. Like it doesn't really translate to anything outside of this little bubble, you know? So going back like just into like normal society and like trying to start businesses and do whatever, it feels like I deleted a large chunk of time out of my like life. So I have mixed feelings on it. I mean, I did pretty well off like, you know, RXP and stuff too, right? I was one of 5 co-founders on it though, so it's not like the, you know, the one robber baron that made off with all the sack of riches or whatever. I was just one of 5, but that did go pretty well for me. I'm not gonna lie. That was definitely like a, you know, a big W. But and like if I didn't play WoW and do all this, I wouldn't have that. But the opportunity cost of playing WoW and streaming is ridiculously high, and you don't even realize it. Like a glass ceiling, man. Don't even realize it. What's your thoughts on Frontier 2? Clear all the raids without world buffs? It's pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool. Azeroth is beautiful. I remember your video where you were vibing in Mulgore and talking like happy and yeah, brother. I'm just trying to be completely honest. I know you would want me to say like wholeheartedly like regret it. It's possible if that's true. I don't regret it at all. But do you ever really not regret anything at all? Anything? Maybe your kids. Are you really that decisive in like your strategy and like your way of being that like there's no part of you that regrets anything you do? I feel like most of us regret certain things. Don't you sing and stuff? I heard some albums. Have some albums. I do have. I actually do. That's my other claim to fame, right? Do I have the only WoW Christmas album ever made? I want to believe that's true. I think we're the Michael Bublé. We're the Michael Bublé Christmas album of Michael Bublé of classic vanilla WoW. Our holiday hits album. Nah, but it's been real, man. Like you only live once, man. You just appreciate the blessings you do have, you know? Like it's pretty cool. There's just a lot of things I do like about streaming and immigration and all. I really like how my whole life was like documented at the same time for years and years. I can go back, you know, when I'm an old man or whatever, and like go look at it all again and be like, whoa, that was 2019, that was 2020, that was 2021. Whoa, look at my room, look at like how everything was. Like that's crazy. Like, that's cool, you know. And being able to like experience what it's like to have a chat, like you guys in the chat, it's like it's a really weird thing. Chat, you can just kind of put a question out into the void, get answers, and like it's pretty cool. Maybe your kids will go back and watch one day while leveling. Yeah, possible. Have any crypto holdings, Kargoz? Market's been a bit wild lately. Nah, man. I used to, bro. Like, I used to have some Bitcoin. I used to have Ethereum. Like, my whole claim to fame with... I bought Ethereum for under $1 in Ether at the pre-sale. Way back in 2014, was it? 2014, I swear it was like... But, yeah, not... guys had a song from like 2004. Yeah, but a whole album though. Whole album, bro. Oh man, 2:34 a.m. We can make it another 5 minutes though. I want to say we streamed 3 hours. I want to say we streamed 3 hours today. Let's just keep going a little bit more. Full bore. Do it, man. Ethereum under $1. That's really good. Yeah, but I sold it all at 20 bucks. 20 bucks in Ethereum, which I thought I was like super happy about. I sold like because back when I was doing one of my other companies, needed money, running out of money. So I had to sell it. So a guy came to my lobby in the middle of the night and bought it from me for 20 bucks in Ether, and I was like over the moon. Like it was really helpful money. But then obviously like dollars at one point, like I don't even know what it's at now. But yeah, crypto's crazy, bro. The other thing, I've said it on stream before too, I got a whole Bitcoin for buying for protein powder back in like 2014 as well. Gotta give me a Bitcoin. Yeah, I think it's pretty great for your kids. They come up with all these VODs if they're still around and see what your perspective on it was at this point in time. To me, that yeah, 100%. Yeah, and you know that's a real deal too. Like I feel like that's a scary thing. To feel like, you know, if you were to get hit by a bus right now and die, possible, anything's possible. It's kind of scary to think that there's just like, you know, if you were in a position where you feel like there's just like no legacy at all for yourself, right? Like, when I say legacy, it could be something that's just simple of like, you know, just having some videos up where you're just like, you know, it doesn't have to be popular videos, but just like, you know, who you are, what you look like, you know, you're leaving something to the world. Like there's some sort of documentation of your existence time on Earth. Like, I feel it's kind of cool. Like, you stream for a bunch of years and stuff like that. Like you made some kind of like mark. Like there's some trace of your existence. Like, I get hit by a bus tomorrow. I with my kids. Did some cool shit. Got my money's worth. Heard there was a raid wipe yesterday. Anyone link a clip? Yeah, I heard that same thing too. I haven't even seen it though. But yeah, I heard. How many people died in it? I heard it was like Tyler 1 and a bunch of people, but I didn't even look at the clip. Absolutely been thinking about writing a book to my some videos maybe. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. 7? Oh, that's not bad. What? That's not bad. When is your coffee launching at Amazon? Real soon, within the next month, GeoKicks. Thank you for asking. I will, if you guys don't mind, man, I will talk about my company for 1 second, just like as a closing thought. Like, so, I'm gonna be streaming, you know, a bit here and there, but like my main venture right now is a coffee roaster. It's called Side Out Coffee. I don't know if there's any coffee drinkers in the chat, but we roast all of our beans fresh to order. If you order off our site, if you order off Amazon, unfortunately, it's not going to be fresh to order because it's just the nature of the beast. You have to ship beans to like an FBA warehouse and they fill it, and those just have a roast date. But if you order off our site, it's all fresh to order. We have a few different roast profiles up there now, maybe like 5 or 6 at the moment. But we do have one like WoW tribute roast. You can see it at the bottom right of the screen, Cactus Apple Surprise. It's based on like the Durithar Cactus Apples. The RP of that is like, you know, those cactus apples you're picking in the starter zone have coffee cherries inside of them, so it's kind of a cute thing. It's a breakfast blend light roast. Worked with Grays on it, and it was pretty good, man. Like a lot of people ordered it actually in the last month, and people have been enjoying it. I'm sure some of the people in the chat might have bought it already, and they can attest to it. But yeah, if you want to support me, like if you want to support me, it would mean a lot to me, honestly, if people buy the coffee, because you know every sale counts. You know, trying to build good, like, you know, good months of sales to try to like open up the ability to raise capital if I need, and you know, it all matters. I'm a few months into the project, like 4 or 5 months in, but it's going really good. Like I have a mobile cafe as well, so we go and cater events, do coffee catering for like corporate events, birthday parties, pickleball tournaments, things like that. Yeah, sideoutcoffee.com. Anyone is interested. Got shipped to Canada. I do think someone ordered from Canada the other day and it worked. So it's possible. It's possible. I didn't realize that the fulfillment center that we use in ship to Canada, but someone ordered it successfully today. But I'm in Europe. Amazon is easiest. Yeah, so it'll be on Amazon in the next month or so. I'm pretty stoked about that. You have more than 10 hours me time in a normal week. 10 hours me. 10 hours me. Pretty much. I mean, I do have me time in the sense that, like, I can whatever at any time, but, like, I just don't. Like, it's always working. Like, my schedule when I wake up, like, I don't know what your guys' schedule is, but for me, I'm usually up by, like, 6 or so. Make coffee. I do have a little me time in the morning. I think I see what you mean, where you're just kind of, like, doing whatever, like, just, like, vegetables, right? When I wake up in the morning, I spend, are you guys the same? I spend probably 20 minutes just going through Instagram, just, like, through reels, memes, rotting my brain, but, you know, responding to some DMs like that too. Like, you know, I'm like 20 minutes reels, and then make coffee, start the day, shower, take my daughter to preschool. Then it's just grind all day, just eat whatever's in front of me, grind until pretty much evening time. Play pickleball, couple hours, come back, dinner with the family, shower, sleep, do it all. That's life. It's like, I guess it's like the pickleball time, but it's still kind of productive in a way, right? Because, like, my coffee company is, like, pickleball inspired, and you know, I'm playing in a lot of tournaments and trying to be, like, a brand ambassador for it. So, have you ripped in this OnlyFans? I did die, yeah, low level though. Like, I died at like 50 or something. You got the really expensive coffee that elephants eat and poop it out and people brew it? No. People were saying about, we were talking about that earlier, like the monkey one as well. Like, it don't really have exotic coffees. That'd be something that I'd have to, like, source from, like, a special, like, but it's possible, honestly. We could get that. How is their margin left after paying for a roaster on Amazon? I mean, yeah, it's somewhat slim margins for sure, man. The FBA fees are kind of crazy. They're kind of crazy, but it's all about optimizing, like, the packaging, so that you classify it for, like, small standard instead of large standard. So that's a big piece that'll drop your FBA costs. And obviously, you're roasting at a scale where you're able to get the unit cost way down. Like, you pretty much have to have, like, enterprise level pricing. But yeah, there is margin there. There is margin if you just try to be smart with it. Surprised you haven't gone harder, but sometimes life is busy. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I haven't really gone hard at all. I'm grateful to even, like, I'm grateful to even be in the OnlyFans Discord, you know? All that. But I'm getting there, man. Like, I mean, like, Tyler died, you know, I'm higher level than Tyler now, right? How can you keep it fresh when you have to roast a lot and not much yet? Well, the stuff is roasted fresh to order, so, like, that's part of it. If you order off our website right now, it's like you place an order for 2 boxes, right? Like, 1 decaf, one medium roast or whatever. Like, those will get roasted based on the amount that you ordered. Like, the next day, sometimes even the same day if it's before 10 a.m. And shipped out to you. But yeah, on Amazon, you're right. Like, we're gonna have a couple hundred units on Amazon, like 500 units in the first, like, you know, shipment to them, and all that stuff is on the clock. You know, technically, coffee can last a long time, but is the coffee really, like, good quality? Like, you'd be surprised, bro. There's a lot of coffee out there selling on shelves in the grocery store, at Costco, that was roasted, like, legitimately a year ago, and you can tell because it doesn't have a roast date on them, especially if you see coffee that's, like, vacuum packed. Have you ever seen coffee that looks like a brick? It looks like a hard brick. It's not even in a pouch. It's literally, it's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Vacuum packed. It's hard like this, like the Cafe Bustelo and stuff, right? That stuff was roasted like 1+ year ago. Yeah, the Cafe Bustelo, exactly. That's the one. Will you ever export to EU? I'd like to, man. I mean, the guy. I actually have to look into that tomorrow. Like, if we're on Amazon, maybe EU people can order through Amazon, and it'll be fine. Because you know, it takes quite a while, but we got approved to sell gourmet foods on Amazon, and got the trademark all situated with the USPTO, and get the brand approved on Amazon. But I think we're in there now, so yeah, I might be able to ship through Amazon to Europe. The brick is so satisfying. Cafe Bustelo is kind of cracked though. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you though. Like, there's a time and place for the kind of like, you know, the cheaper coffees or whatever. Like, there's this chicory coffee called Cafe Du Monde. I think that's what it's called, Cafe Du Monde. You know what I'm talking about? It's like from New Orleans or something, right? It has like a special, unique taste, like, and it's cheap. You know, they sell in these aluminum cans. It's, you know, $5 for a tin or whatever. But it's like good. It's good in its own way. Like, you know, some of the coffees, like Vietnamese coffee, for example. If you guys ever had Vietnamese style coffee, they pretty much add condensed milk. But like, there's a certain type of coffee you're supposed to use, and it's kind of like a cheapo coffee, but that's like the correct coffee you use for that. You know, I make Vietnamese coffee in my cafe right now, but and I just use, you know, regular beans and no complaints. But it's apparently not authentic. If you roast it just before shipping it to EU, it might be fine. This way it rests for 1 week before drinking or consumption. Yeah, it kind of depends on like what the roast level is, but yeah, like about a week should be fine. And then that's kind of the min-max, where it's like no one even really knows exactly like how long the beans need to like degas for them to be optimal. But yeah, like you're technically not supposed to just drink it right away, right after roasting it. But I've done it actually. I've roasted beans. I've pan roasted beans and then just immediately ground them up and put it in the espresso machine, and it was fire. Like, it was really good. I had crema, I had everything. It just structurally looked like a normal espresso. Like, it just was like a little bit like harsh, a little bit harsher of a shot, but it was totally fine. Kind of like bad coffee in a way. No, 100%. I feel you, Seamus. Like, just like that that good old drip percolator gas station metal carafe sitting there, bro. You get like the, you know, the donut blend or whatever they call it, right? Add some cream. Good vibe. Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. Guys, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it very much. The vibes are immaculate. The questions were great. I hope you guys had a good time hanging out with me. Streamed for 3 hours today, which is a lot for me. It's 3 a.m. I'm cooked right now. I think I'm tomorrow. I'll just do a video. Try to do. You're cutting out. Oh, sorry. See if anyone's online. That was Jay Tolo. Jay Tolo is pretty legit. Jay Tolo. Yo, thanks guys. Thanks for kicking it with me. I will see you soon. This VOD will be up on YouTube if you want to watch some on. I also put out a video today on YouTube talking about the history of private servers. Check it out. Type in Kargoz. Peace, guys.